It's done. We're there. Let me jump over to my Facebook page before I forget again.
So we're live.
We're not even up there yet. Come on in, folks. We see you out there. We like that you're here.
What are you eating?
They're just crackers. It's literally just peanut butter crackers. That's all it is.
Right. Okay.
Taste the biscuit.
Anyway,
No. Oh no!
What a way to start.
Toasted honey sweet.
I definitely deserve that.
go on in, folks. We got some great stuff to look at, not just our mugs. So it's not that we ain't pretty. We got
Show
some
'em your
great
mug,
artwork to
Russ.
look at.
What?
Show them your mug.
Yeah. We all got mugs.
My mug. I got a mug here. It's not very.
Mhm.
It's just a little mug, blue thing.
There we are.
I got a cat.
Yeah,
Couple
don't drink
openings
coffee
and-
out of a cat. No,
And I am here for the food.
I'm here
That's
for the
all. That's all in the
Cheezos.
back. I can't promise it's not stale.
I got
It's in the
another
back of the
pack.
hall. There you are.
Very nice.
There we are. Couple bumps, then we're in. Here we go. In the time before Atlantis sank and the lands of the world were savage and untamed, one man would claim his destiny. Leaving his Atlantean tribe behind and throwing off the shackles of Lemurian bondage, he sailed the seas as a pirate captain before seizing his place as a king. And now that he has the throne, how long will he be able to keep it? This is the Shadow Kingdom, the classic sword and sorcery tale by Robert E. Howard, adapted by Randy Zimmerman, with artwork by Russ Leach. Available now at funmycomic.com.
Holy shit. That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid has seen some shit.
Come on in, folks. We see you out there. I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. I am. You can find my work over at Fund My Comic right now under the Shadow Kingdom, or over at aerocomics.store. We can find a lot of varying products and projects that I have worked on. I hope you check them all out. Herobot Zero, Paragon, The Fool. Well, The Fool's not over there yet, but it will be shortly, very shortly. So also, and we're real glad that you're here. Our numbers are already real nice this morning, and we deeply appreciate you getting up this early on a Sunday morning just to watch us. So, also joining me this morning, Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, introduce yourself.
I'm Glenn Fleming, and I do this, whatever it says here. If you go to Amazon, you can find a lot of my books on there, and you can find a lot of artwork, and you can find everything. Just Google my name, and you'll see stuff.
Google it.
Google it.
Also joining us this morning, Mr. Russ Leach. Russ, introduce yourself.
Hello, my name's Russ Leach. I'm from the UK. I'm a comic book artist. That's it. You can find out more about me at russleach.com. Oh, what a noise
was that?
was. I don't know. It wasn't me, though.
That
Unless
was
it's
not me.
The monkey's rubbing himself up against the mic. But yeah, go check out Fund My Comic, The Shadow Kingdom. Very, very proud of that
There's
work. You can find
definitely
out
some
all
dirty
about
jokes in there.
You can find out about all my other work at russleach.com. There you go.
Crazy monkey.
Crazy mother monkey.
Also joining us this morning is Allison. Allison, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Allison. I'm a comic creator, general pain in the ass. I'm part of the Comics Network. I have a show on Fridays, Arting with the Alley Cat. I also tend to show up on Sketchy Saturdays and here, and I draw comics and take commissions for like D&D characters and stuff like that. But hey, I'm on social medias. That's about it.
And also in the room this morning, Mr. Rex. Rex, introduce yourself.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the honey sweet.
So he's thrown himself now.
So like all he did was take his wig off. No one
They are.
knew.
Yeah, who knew?
It was my bra. Okay. Hater.
Anyway,
UK hater.
Andy. Yeah.
Devil Flyer over on Fun My Comic and with Shadow Kingdom. We're like, ow.
Yeah. All right.
That's all.
Today, folks, that was it, right? Did you have more?
That
Rex?
was it.
That was it. All right.
Short and
I
sweet.
think I broke my hands.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
I don't know what I'm more. My mind definitely went a few places when you pulled up a bra. So
Well,
Mine didn't.
he knows me so well.
Mine's always there. That's the trouble.
How dare you?
Anyway. Or was it? No, never mind. Anyway.
No, I'll explain it.
Why? Because
Yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah.
I have that book. I have it here. Look.
This
I have
one
all of those
Yes,
books.
it's in my little mitts right now.
in your mid.
Yeah, I have
That's
all of those
English for
books.
hands. There you go.
There you are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What edition is it?
Oh, I don't know. How do I find that out?
What a great
put it
book,
in
inside
first
front
book.
cover. What a
It's-
great
oh,
book, reprinted over and over and over again.
Pan Books Limited, London and Sydney, 1975 copyright.
Ooh.
This edition published 1976.
Okay.
First
Second
edition was
edition.
75, so it's a second edition.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's not
That's
bad. It's absolutely beautiful. I love this book. It's one of my favourite books.
This book was originally printed in August of 1975 by an odd publisher. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you need
Published
to
out
put
of
your
Canada.
screen up now because I'm dull
Yeah.
as dishwater.
So's my screen. My screen just shows my board right now.
Oh right, okay. Well, okay. Maybe I'm a little bit more interested in that piece of wood. Maybe
Published by
just.
Rufus Publications, Peacock Press, Bantam Books. I have the 6th edition.
Wow. I thought you had it on Russ, but nope.
6th
Wow, I've got
U.S.
you on that
edition,
one. Wow.
March of 77. Yeah.
Wow.
I have no idea what edition I have of it, but I don't have it in arm's reach to look.
I beat Randy once.
I don't know which edition I've got, but I don't know where it is either. So
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as Glenn on that.
I
don't-
keep mine to hand, just like I keep all my favourite comics to hand. So,
Fair.
Okay. Not going to touch that line.
yeah.
Right. We are going to be looking at some artwork today, folks, and it is artwork, and you might see an occasional breast pop out, but just keep in mind we're looking at this as art, for art. Cindy is saved. Always good.
Yes,
Going
anybody
over
who
the-
finds the occasional boob offensive, you better switch off now.
Or
or
Bottom.
a bottom.
Yeah.
That's what we call them in England, bottoms.
Courtney says I lived near the Frazetta Museum a few years ago.
there you are. Yeah. I know folks that have gone there that say it's just fantastic.
I went
HR's
there.
in the house. Says hello. Says hi, Rex. It's Courtney's Fellowship of Oddballs. I thought that was us.
That sounds
Anyway.
like a great
That
photo.
does sound like us.
Yeah. Plungecast, welcome. Hey, yo. Hello from New Zealand on this early Monday morning.
New Zealand.
New Zealand, early Sunday here.
Plunge.
Oh,
I
cast
live
sounds
near the
like,
Fraz- Pardon?
sorry,
Go ahead.
Plunge cast sounds like it might be somebody who makes bubble pools.
It's messages from the future.
It is.
It's brilliant.
Plungecast.
Well, New
Yep.
Zealand, we cast far and wide.
Plunge
Let's
into things.
Dive right in.
Yeah.
Let's dive in.
Good to have you here with us.
We'll be talking about this guy
Taste
here.
the biscuit.
Here's a self-portrait.
Ah,
That's that earworm, Rex. You're gonna have that the rest of the day.
yeah.
Thank you.
There's Frank's self-portrait.
He was so damn
Look-
good, wasn't he?
Look at all them colors.
He was a
All that
Brooklyn
hair.
guy, wasn't he? From Brooklyn?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
it was, yeah.
I believe he's from Brooklyn.
My camera looks dark this morning on here. Is it looking bad on your end?
No, it's good.
Looks fun.
Okay.
It looks like it's what?
Could be my sunglasses.
1997.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I should be impressed or disturbed by how pert they are.
Moving on.
I'm impressed because I know
You're
mine
impressed.
don't do that. So
But
Perky
they're
Sunday,
strangely,
everyone.
strangely heightened.
I can honestly tell you they're not nearly as perky as Infantino's breasts.
Yeah.
That's what they call heightened reality.
He used to draw little bananas. He
Thank
didn't
you,
really
Cabo.
draw. He didn't draw breasts. Anyway,
Look
look at this. All line work here, folks.
Beautiful.
1964. It's a very classic drawing here. I believe this was used as a cover for an EC volume, wasn't it?
Oh,
Pretty sure.
well, that goes way back then.
It's just
Well, he-
gorgeous.
Was working for EC there for a little while.
Mhm.
The way he spotted his blacks were just.
Yeah, and he did some covers for
Wait, on that.
Buck Rogers. Buck Rogers covers.
Famous Funnies. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, those are
Which
really famous.
Which the famous Funnies was the first comic book that they offered for 10 cents, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
back in the 30s.
On the
For that 10
newsstands.
cent. Kind of
First
set the
comic on the
precedent.
newsstand. Little Tarzan working here.
Oh,
8-man.
What does everybody think about his Tarzan?
I don't like that drawing. I like the drawing, but I don't like the Tarzan person.
he's got too much hair. But other than that, the
Does he?
rendering is just superb. I'm just looking at the shadow underneath his body. I think it's beautiful,
Yeah.
and the work in the
Foliage.
plants and the foliage in the background.
Yeah.
I mean, those leaves down the bottom there is just everything
Yeah.
about it's just so
I was
gorgeous.
thinking the same. But to me, the weakest part of it is Tarzan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his
yeah, you're probably
body
right there.
positioning is
Yeah.
pretty wild.
yeah, I prefer the background to the Tarzan in that one.
Yeah.
The background
Look
is
kind of like
amazing.
looks kind of like Frazetta.
Yeah.
Yeah, with
He
long
did that
hair.
a lot.
Long hair. Yeah.
Nice top lighting there. Where
Nice negative space around the border here too.
yeah, the back rocks being real thin line.
Yeah.
Just almost gray tone.
Yep.
Fine work to show distance. Even the foliage there around his head in the background.
Courtney says it looks dim. Do I need to bring in some more light?
Not for me.
Not for me, no.
I can see it okay, but
Is it Tarzan? Because it says 8-man. I know. Is that Tarzan? Is he an 8-man?
Tarzan the 8-man. Yeah, you
Yeah.
probably didn't want to call it Tarzan for fear of copyright.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you see a
Yeah.
knife? Has he got a knife? A scare?
No.
Nope.
No.
Unless she's hiding it.
That's enough of that. Next page. Oh,
Believe that was a cover for Eerie or Creepy.
I thought that was a John Carter.
Maybe. Oh, John Carter book. That's possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's in the
Yeah, tree.
background there?
Yeah.
The animals. Are they
Those are
aliens?
wolves.
Yeah, wolves of
wolves.
some kind.
Obviously
Maybe
on
if
a
I
different planet.
Switch my chat to dark mode to see better. Yeah, I thought it was a little dim. At least I could never trust my camera anyway. Hey, Tree Goblet. Do you know if I switch to dark mode, please? Oh. Got it much better. I can see better now. Cool. cool.
You've got to wonder why they had such a border around this. These and waste a lot of wasted space. I mean, back prints. Why they didn't print it front and back?
Oh, here? Yeah, they're
Yeah.
treating it like a museum. You have the little
Yeah.
card here with the explanation, and here's
Yeah.
the illustration.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
think that's
presentation. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's a good idea because you're looking at a single panel. Then you're not confusing flicking from two.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, you're looking at one. It's on the right on page, which is the first page you see. So
I always liked the presentation because it was luxurious.
yeah,
Like you say, in some ways you can say, "Oh, they're wasting pages," but it's just like, no, this is like exactly like Glenn's saying, it's like a museum or a gallery in a
Yeah.
book. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go
Also,
from
you
one
don't get
image
bleed
to the
through.
next.
You don't get bleed through from if there was another page print on the other side.
That's
Just
right,
in case. Yeah.
So we could do thinner paper as well.
Plus, it gives them the opportunity to do multiple volumes.
Yeah. Marketing there.
Yeah. No, I'm sure they did it in order to draw attention to the artwork. The single
That
piece
was
at
on
a
the
time.
front of an Eerie magazine, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was an area that we've
Yeah.
looked at in the past. Yeah.
I'm sure Courtney says maybe people take them out of the book and frame them. Absolutely.
They could, yeah.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Very
definitely an
likely.
eerie one.
Though, back in my day, they used to sell them as large print posters for you to hang up in your room.
Posters.
Yeah.
Used to walk into Athena. Did you have
Remember
Athena
those?
in America?
No, what's
No.
Athena?
It was just like a poster and card place. It's like it doesn't exist anymore. It's very, very much late 80s. And you just go in there and find posters of anything.
Well, everybody had a corrugated box of Frazetta posters, and they had a little stand-up, not really a stand-up, a little card behind it. It was like a point of purchase display where they showed the different posters that were in the box, and then you had to fish through all the rolled up plastic wrapped tubes to see which poster was which in order to buy the poster of your choice. And they hardly ever had the ones that you wanted.
in
And that always the way.
in my local Athena in Manchester, when you walked in, the first thing you saw was a wall size, oversized poster of that girl with the tennis playing tennis.
Yeah, the classic one. Yeah, with a bum out. Yeah.
And then you just sort of took it from there.
Yeah. Then you went looking for the stuff that you really wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, what teenage boy would actually have that on their wall? I wouldn't. If you're gonna have something on the wall, you might as well go for it, not just like a little.
Well, you're not
little
gonna
bit of bum.
You're not going to put this poster on your wall, but the John Carter poster or one of the sexy
I
girl
dunno.
posters.
Yeah,
Put up
in all fairness, I probably would have.
Good morning, Jolly Green.
If I'd have put
Morning, Jolly Green.
if I'd have put that girl on my wall, my mum probably would have taken it down.
Get this filth out of my house.
Devil worshiper.
He's a very naughty boy.
There's a lot of images in this first book that are incredibly iconic, like this.
Mhm.
Also
Great.
a cover for Eerie.
Great castle there.
Yeah,
Mm.
just a fantastic piece.
Are those bats flying in front, or pterodactyls? At that distance,
Bats.
they would be pterodactyls, wouldn't they?
No,
You should be worried about that planet being so close.
So is that?
Yeah,
do you
that
think
would
that's
cause
Sherlock
problems.
Holmes? Is that Sherlock Holmes? you
could
think?
be.
Or
Could be,
I
yeah.
suppose it could be. What's his name? The vampire hunter.
What, Van Helsing?
Van Helsing.
Van Helsing.
It could be Van Helsing, I suppose.
Yeah, it looks it's got a bit of a Peter Cushing look, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's probably
or
just Peter
could be-
Cushing.
It could be Dracula.
Yeah, I thought it was
Could
actually
be,
when
yep.
it turned over.
Yeah, it could be any one of them. I've gone
Or-
to suck your blood. Blah blah.
He's saying,
Sorry to pick on the composition. It could just be a guy playing air piano.
yeah, he's saying, shit, Lon Chaney.
It's going. Have you never heard Bohemian Rhapsody?
And neither have the other guy at the bottom.
Oh no, too late for him.
Courtney says, does anybody know when he became so famous and how? I don't know much of the history, oddly enough, even though the museum was close by, LOL. He started working as a illustrator, black and white. Got some comic strip work. Did some comic book work for EC. I think he apprenticed under Al Williamson, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Somebody
he worked
correct
under
me
Al
if I'm
Cap.
wrong.
Yeah.
And Al Cap, yeah. Al
Yeah,
Cap
Al
from
Cap
Little
was
Abner.
the good one.
Yeah,
But his
he
work
shadowed,
always. Go
Al
ahead.
Cap, didn't he? He shadowed. Yeah. Drew
Did
Al
the
Cap.
strip. He did a few weeks of Little Abner, did a few weeks of Prince Valiant.
Little Abner, right? Yeah.
Might have ghosted a few other places too. His Prince Valiants are really you can tell that they're wood. They're really good though.
Yeah.
It's beautiful stuff.
He also did some stuff with
Or not wood. I'm sorry. I'm thinking Wally Wood, not
Yeah.
Frazetta.
not Frazetta.
Sorry. I don't think
Um,
Frazetta did any Valiant.
I wasn't sure of him doing any Valiant. I know he did some Buck Rogers.
Yeah, he did some Buck Rogers. His big comic strip was Johnny Comet. He
Yeah.
had for a little while about a race car driver. You see those collected around. What, Glenn?
I'm laughing at the sound effects.
Oh,
What's up, Buck?
sorry.
Check out Wilma's ass, Buck.
Beady, beady, beady.
Oh, beady. Yeah. Okay.
And there goes the show.
Oh, the show was gone before we started.
Yeah.
That's very true. I was
You
being
had me.
generous.
You had me at hello.
I've been on worse this weekend. I'm emotionally scarred.
Oh dear, that was a cover for something as well. I seem to remember.
The
Don't
big thing
know.
about the big thing that basically propelled Frazetta was him getting the book covers.
Yes.
That's what
Yeah.
really threw him into the limelight.
What, the
It's when he-
Conan
yeah,
stuff. Yeah.
specifically the
Yep.
I think it was the Barbarian cover. He called it.
Mm.
It's the one where he's got the girl hanging off his leg and he's on the pile of bodies.
Yeah, that one.
He did
Yeah.
one, then
Which
he had to
one?
do a bunch. Yeah. Then at the same time, he was selling covers to Warren. He was placing his paintings all over the place. They used to search through, book companies used to search through their archives to find a story that was close to the Frazetta painting that they had in order to print the book.
This painting here is a depiction of comic book readers when they say sold out on the stands of the work
Sold
that they're
out.
wanting.
Me what comic?
Me one comic now. What do you mean sold out?
Yeah. Me bust head.
Me see what's inside. Alley oop. Oop.
I thought that was like Saturday night. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. Love underwater. It's a wonder that he resisted to do bubbles.
Sea Monster. Yep.
That's just super.
This is also on a Warren magazine, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like an eerie or creepy.
We did this magazine because it actually
Okay.
had the story inside,
Yeah.
and we commented the differences between the sea monster on the cover and on the inside.
He did some
And then we
covers for
wondered-
Blazing Combat too,
Yeah.
which was a 60s
Yeah.
magazine.
That was also a Warren magazine. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful lighting.
My favorite eerie cover of his, I should dig it up so I can show everybody, is kind of a reversal of King Kong.
Well, with a massive giant woman holding a monkey.
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
HR has a question.
Hang on, HR. I'm digging up.
Yeah, who's your friend when things get rough?
Yeah.
That was a bongy noise. What was that all about?
Was a
That was my
bong.
phone. Sorry.
Bong.
That was a great
All right.
noise.
From
Ah,
Bell's Coast.
Where is he at here? What book is this? Courtney says it's The Fantastic Art of Frank Frazetta, Book 1. It started out being printed, I think, in 75 and has gone through numerous editions and printings all over the world. You can see his Zendek,
Zendenic.
Burian, Influence, and McWyeth. Yeah. Howard Pyle. Yeah.
Yep.
MC Wyeth. Sorry.
Yeah, MC Wyeth,
Killed that
yeah.
one. MC Wyeth. I always heard about Frazetta girls. There we go. We'll see some of those. We saw some already. And Hal Foster. Yeah.
There's a song about that.
I'll stop asking. No, Courtney, you're fine.
No,
You can ask as many
keep asking
questions as you want.
questions.
I had it when I was a kid. I think everybody did. Had
I
this.
still
when
have
they
it
were a
now.
kid.
I didn't.
Yeah, I still have it
don't
now.
Yeah, that's when I got mine. Got mine when I was at school. So this, yeah, blimey. That's very old. In fact, I remember it. I got my copy when I was at design college in 1985. There you go. That's when I bought mine.
Yeah.
Oh, that one.
This really attracted my attention off the newsstands when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why.
Yeah, I bet it did.
Yeah. King
I'm not
Kong
surprised.
homage. King Kong. The mighty Bazanga.
They're great.
He did draw the most amazing women.
Erie number 81. There's a Frazetta girl.
If that plane would just move.
Yeah. She's holding a little King Kong in her hand.
It's fabulous.
You got to learn to shock the monkey.
That's right. Read the startling issues for 7 totally different answers. Adds to she's big, she's beautiful, she's atop the Empire State Building. Why?
Well, you got all these people in planes trying to go after her. That's a good reason.
Just trying to get a look.
I went to the Empire State Building and I did not see her there. I just want you to know that.
I could never work out why they bothered King Kong up there, because what was he going to do?
Yeah. Come back down and come back down and
just bad at
wreak
planes.
havoc.
It's going to chuck giant bananas across the sea.
Exactly right.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
'Twas beauty that killed the beast.
Yep. They had that cover in their files. They were getting ready to close Erie down, and they sent the cover around to a bunch of their art teams and said, "Hey, make a story about this." And then once they got enough of them in, they printed the book.
I think
Put
they're
the cover
kind of
on it.
doing that with George Perez unpublished stuff now that he's gone. I see more Perez out at the local comic book shop. It's amazing.
Had it when I was a kid. Hi. Ink blood in the house. Thank you. My mom hid it because it had naked girls in it. Yeah.
My parents are never worried about me having art books with naked women in it because they're like, well, she has those parts. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So,
I love that cover with the pink Erie in it. Yeah. Yeah, it's a hot cover. It was a great magazine when it was out.
Yeah, my parents said the same. No, wait.
My parents were more concerned about whether they had made a deal with the devil. So, and in the story than any nudity. Yeah.
Naked women are fine as long as they're not witches.
Yeah, it was all art. Yeah.
You got to. I'm still wondering why he didn't do any bubbles, or do you see some bubbles there? Are they real
There's some
fine?
bubbles there.
Real fine, right here. There's a
Okay.
line of them.
Okay, I think
There's lots of bubbles there.
Okay, tiny bubbles.
I remember bubbles.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's only been recreated in the movies a half a dozen times. Yeah.
Yep.
Spider-Man.
Gooey the blood is. It's great.
Probably in Madam Web.
I was thinking Flash Gordon had something like that in it too.
Ah.
In the swamp. Yes, that one. This is the Spider-Man. Here, that's the name of the piece.
What do you think that was used for?
Probably a book cover. Look at the open space here.
Yeah, that
pretty
definitely. I
open.
think that was a book cover.
Wouldn't surprise me if it was a paperback cover, one of those that they got in and had to
Mhm.
find a story to fit it.
So did he just create stuff and then they write a story around it?
All depend upon the job
Yeah.
as it came in. Yeah. And from what I understand, he was the legend, could be urban legend. He was a great procrastinator too, one of the best. And he was like the architect Lloyd Wright, in that he saw it in his head, and it took very little time to put it down on canvas once he saw it in his head. But until it got there, he didn't do a whole lot on it. Maybe some sketches or whatever to try to get his mind into it. But once he had it, he just put it on the canvas.
Oh, I have something in common with a legend.
And he was
Yeah.
incredibly
Procrastination.
Well,
he
I
was
was,
he was
I was-
incredibly
I was-
fast too.
I was
Yeah.
thinking of procrastinating, but I couldn't be bothered.
There you go.
That's fair. That's definitely fair.
The giant marshmallow man in Ghostbusters was scarier. LOL. Okay. I love that colored flag. Yeah.
Oh, you were
Pink
thinking
giant.
about when Flash went in the swamp, right? And that
Yeah.
big thing encompassed him. Yeah, that
Yeah,
does.
just the
yeah.
spider legs just come up out from underneath. I bet they
Okay.
were using that as inspiration.
Mhm.
Most likely.
Ah, snow.
Wolfpack.
Did he title these things?
I don't know. He might have.
That's a Dragon magazine cover.
That's a beautifully drawn muscular leg and bottom.
Yeah.
It's just
Now I'm
so well
familiar
done.
with Dragon magazine. It was actually published where I used to work at Kruger. Although I worked for them when they were Renier and World Color. They did a lot of the Dragon magazines, but don't you think some of these were probably used multiple times?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I know they were on the novels.
Yep.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, I know they recycled them to a lot of their novels, but I believe that was Dragon first. And I know they reused a bunch of them. Larry Elmore had a bunch that were reused too.
Did he use models as reference? Like Boris?
I'm
From
not
my
sure. No,
understanding-
probably not
My
as much as
understanding, he
Boris.
didn't. There's a documentary about him. It's called Painting with Fire. And it kind of goes through his life. It's very good. It was included in the Fire and Ice DVD and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But do you
I
see?
have that.
Do you see him working in that DVD?
You do actually. You see him doing some sketches in it and stuff.
And
Yeah.
you get on that Fire and Ice, you get a look at one of the museums.
Yep. The
And-
first version, or no, I think it's the first one in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and it talks about him drawing after he had a stroke, with learning to draw again with his other
Yeah.
hand.
Goes on, with his left
Mm.
hand, and you're just like, how?
Yeah,
It's
I'm
hand-eye
sure it was-
coordination. Yeah.
I'm sure it was difficult for him. I mean, but
Well, I mean, Frazetta made a choice, so you could either have played for the New York Giants baseball team, or he could have become an artist, and he thought artists made more money.
Oh,
At the time, he was right.
it didn't take
Well,
long
and-
to change, though. Yeah.
And he probably did, just because of who he was. Yeah.
was that early 50s or late
Uh,
40s?
That was like 30s, 40s, that type of era at that time for him.
Oh, okay.
Seems to be a lot of that
Very
kind of-
early in his career. It was like when he was just getting started off. Frazetta was like good at everything he did. There's stories of him like when they were filming Fire and Ice, where they were setting up people to do the rotoscoping as like, the horde of barbarians and all that coming over coming up and over the hill. And he's like, that's not how they would move. And he got up there and he started like running up and down, like doing the motions of how to do it.
Mhm.
And when he was finished, like, they were like all out of breath, and he's still like, you gotta keep going. And he was
Yeah,
like,
he's very athletic.
Yeah.
So early in his career, Depression era
Yeah,
artist. Yeah.
and that's when he like got into doing comic strips and things.
Wikipedia, Frank Frazetta, February 9th, 28 to May 10th, 2010. He's an American artist known for themes of fantasy and science fiction. Everything that we already know. Frazetta was inducted into the comic book industry's Will Eisner Comic Book Hall of Fame, the Jack Kirby Hall of Fame, the Society of Illustrators Hall of Fame, Science Fiction Hall of Fame, and was awarded a Life Achievement Award from the World Fantasy Convention. Born in Brooklyn, New York, Frazetta removed one Z from his last name early in his career to make his name seem less clumsy. The only boy in a family of 3 sisters, he spent much time with his grandmother, who began encouraging him in art when he was 2 years old. In 2010, a month before his death, he recalled that, quote, "When I drew something, she would be the one to say it was wonderful and would give me a penny to keep going. Sometimes I had nothing left to draw on but toilet paper. As I got older, I started drawing some pretty wild things for my age. I remember the teachers were always mesmerized by what I was doing, so it was hard to learn anything from them. So I went to art school when I was a little kid, and even there, the teachers were flipping out." At age 8, Frazetta attended the Brooklyn Academy of Fine Arts, a small art school run by instructor Michael Falanga. "He didn't teach me anything, really," Frazetta said in 94. "He'd come and see where I was working, and he might say, 'Very nice, but perhaps if you did this or that,' but that's about it. We never had any great conversations. He spoke very broken English. He kind of left you on your own. I learned more from my friends there." In 44, at age 16, Frazetta who had always had this urge to be doing comic books, began working in comics. Artist Bernard Bailey's studio, doing pencil cleanups. His first comic book work was inking an 8-page story, Snowman, penciled by John Gionta. The one-shot in the one-shot Tally Ho Comics in December of 44, published by Swappers Quarterly and Almanac Bailey Publishing Company, probably well in the public domain. It was not standard practice in comics during this period to provide complete credits, so a comprehensive listing of Frazetta's work is difficult to ascertain. His next confirmed comics work are 2 signed pencil and ink pages in Prize Comics Treasure Comics in July of 46, the 4-page Know Your America as Frank Frazetta's first solo work, and the single-page Ahoy Enemy Ship featuring his character Captain Kidd Jr. In a 1991 interview in the Comics Journal, Frazetta credited Graham Ingalls as the first one in the comic book industry to recognize his talent and to give him jobs at Standard Comics in 1947. For Dell's famous Funnies, Frazetta did war and human interest stories for Heroic Comics, as well as one-pagers extolling the virtues of prayer and the evils of drug use. In comics like Personal Love and Movie Love, he did romance and celebrity stories. He married Massachusetts native Eleanor Kelly in New York City in November of 56. The two had 4 children, Frank Jr., Billy, Holly, and Heidi. In 61, after 9 years with Al Cap, Frazetta returned to comic books. He also helped Harvey Kurtzman and Will Elder on 3 stories of the bawdy parody strip Little Annie Fanny in Playboy magazine. At 64, Frazetta's painting of Beatle Ringo Starr for a Mad Magazine ad parody caught the eye of United Artists Studios. He was approached to do the film poster for What's New Pussycat.
Whoa. Sorry.
Exactly. And earned the equivalent of his yearly salary in one afternoon. He did several other film posters after that. I don't know why. Anyway, Frazetta also produced paintings for mass market paperback editions of adventures books. His interpretations of Robert E. Howard's Conan the Barbarian visually redefined the genre of sword and sorcery and had an enormous influence on succeeding generations of artists. His cover art only coincidentally matched the storylines inside the books. As Frazetta once explained, I didn't read any of it. I drew him my way. It was really rugged, and it caught on. I didn't care about what people thought. People who bought the books never complained about it. They probably didn't read them. Primarily, these were in oil, but he also worked in watercolor, ink, and pencil alone. Frazetta's work in comics during this time were cover paintings and a few comic stories in black and white for the Warren Publishing horror and comic magazines Creepy, Eerie, Blazing Combat, and Vampirilla. An advertisement for Yvonne Musk, based on his work, was animated by Richard Williams in grease pencil and paint and shown in 1978. The realism of the animation and design replicated Frazetta's work. Frazetta and Ralph Bakshi were heavily involved in the production of the live-action sequences used for the film Fire and Ice's rotoscoped animation, from casting sessions to the final shoot. The film was Frazetta's only work in animation. Following its release, he returned to his roots in painting and pen and ink illustrations. Frazetta's paintings have been used by a number of recording artists as cover art for their albums. The U.S. Army Corps adopted the Death Dealer as a mascot. In 2009, Kirk Hammett, lead guitarist for Metallica, bought Frazetta's cover artwork for the paperback issue of Robert E. Howard's Conan the Conqueror for $1 million. In the early 80s, Frazetta created a gallery, Frazetta's Fantasy Corner, in the upper floors of a former Masonic building at the corner of South Cortlandt and Washington Streets in East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. The building housed a Frazetta art museum that displayed both his own work and in a separate gallery that of other artists. From 98 to 99, Quantum Cat Entertainment published the magazine Frank Frazetta Fantasy Illustrated, with cover art and some illustrations by Frazetta. In his later life, Frazetta was plagued by a variety of health problems, including a thyroid condition that went untreated for many years. A series of strokes left his right arm almost completely paralyzed. He taught himself to paint and draw with his left hand. He was the subject of the 2003 feature film documentary, Frank Frazetta Painting with Fire. By 2009, he was living on a 67-acre estate in the Ponoco Mountains in northeastern Pennsylvania, with a small museum that is open to the public. In July of 2009, his wife and business partner, Eleanor Ellie Frazetta, died after a year-long battle with cancer. He then hired Rob Pistella and Steve Frizzoco to handle his business affairs. Shortly after Ellie Frazetta's death in December of 2009, Frazetta's eldest son, Frank Jr., was arrested on charges of stealing $20 million in paintings from the family museum in a fight over...
He drove through the front of it.
Yeah, in a fight over the family fortune. According to the police report, Frazetta Jr., with the help of two men, broke through the museum door using a backhoe and took about 90 paintings. According to the affidavit, Frank Jr. told the responding trooper that he had permission from the owner, Frank Frazetta Sr. The trooper called the owner, who said he had not given his son permission to either be in the museum or remove paintings from it. At issue was whether Frank Jr. believed he had authority to remove. Youngest son, Bill, testified that the paintings belonged to a corporation called Frazetta Properties, LLC, which he shared management duties with his sisters. And paintings kept the paintings from being sold per the wish. Oh, no, wait, I jumped. I am a manager of the LLC. The art was supposed to stay in the museum, Bill Frazetta said. Frank Jr. maintained that he was trying to prevent the paintings from being sold per the wishes of his father, who he said had given him power of attorney over the estate. Frank Sr. said he didn't understand his son's actions. All the Frazetta family later issued a statement in April 23rd, 2010 that said all the litigation surrounding his family and art had been resolved. All of Frank's children will now be working together as a team to promote his collection of images. Frank Frazetta died of a stroke on May 10th, 2010, in a hospital near his residence in Florida. Legacy, Frank's influence. Frazetta has influenced many artists and genres of fantasy and science fiction. Filmmaker and creator of Star Wars George Lucas mentions Frazetta's work in 79 article by Alan Arnold, stating that I'm a fan of comic art. I collect it. There are quite a few contemporary illustrators in the science fiction, science fantasy modes I like very much. I like them because of their designs and imaginations are so vivid. Illustrators like Frazetta, Drulette, and Mobius are quite sophisticated in their style. 2018, Los Angeles Lucas Museum of Narrative Art, which is scheduled to complete construction in late 2021. I don't know if that ever happened. Announced it would display 4 Frazetta originals from Lucas's personal Frazetta collection. Guillermo del Toro said Frazetta is nothing less than an Olympian that defined fantasy art for the 20th century. Del Toro went on to say he gave the world a new pantheon of heroes. He somehow created a second narrative layer for every book he ever illustrated. And it goes from there. Let's see if I can catch something else. A list of works everybody knows or everybody's seeing here. There's a lot of works, a lot of album covers. Molly Hatchet, Wolf Mother, Nazareth, Dust, Herman's Hermits. Both sides of Herman's Hermits. Front cover, watercolor painting. Back cover, pen and ink drawing. Name is misspelled. Frazetta, Frizzetta, in liner notes.
Why does that not surprise me?
There you go. Not surprising at all. Here's another classic image. Only this barbarian seems to be blonde.
He's German.
Bravo.
Yavo?
Jawohl, mein Kapitän.
Andale.
No, that's Spanish.
It's close.
Yeah, well, I suppose for you Americans, it's all,
There,
it's
there
all
was
just over
Spanish.
there, isn't it?
There was Spanish.
There's a figure back here in the background, too. That must be Thulsa Doom, right? King Kong was sweet. Genius is genius. Yeah.
That's true.
A PA one, Pennsylvania one is near the Poconos and Scranton. I'm also a huge fan of Frank Lloyd Wright's houses. Yeah, not him personally, as he sounded like a jerk. Falling Water Home in Pennsylvania. It's kind of scary how far it goes out. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a Frank Lloyd Wright house not too far from me here.
That Falling Water house has quite a tale about him creating the blueprints for that. I guess he did it in like under 6 hours. Had a couple of assistants that were just there sharpening pencils. They went out. He took his interns out to the plot. They surveyed the land, looked it all over, took pictures, and Wright made a bulletin board that he tacked the pictures up on. And then like 2 years later, the guy who's commissioned him for the plans told him that he's sick and tired of waiting on him. He's 6 hours away. He's going to drive to his house and get the plans. And Wright said, "Go ahead, because they're all done. We're sitting here waiting for you." And he got his assistants sharpening pencils for him, and he sat down and did the plans and had them all ready for him by the time he got there. Worked it all. Already had it worked out in his head. I saw the original for this, and I posted it under glass. Thankfully, a nice little plastic cover at a fantasy art display here in Flint at the Institute of Art.
What size was it?
It was about, I would say, 24 by maybe 18. 19 inches, about the size of a Treasury edition. like a Marvel Treasury edition, about that size.
Yeah. Oils.
Yeah. Very beautiful piece. Quite the quite impressive when you see it up in person. You know, there's nothing like seeing that hanging on a wall. It's great. And then they had the cover of Erie under glass, or the copy of the Erie book that they used this in a case next to it, showing how it was used. There we go.
That horse looks like a machine, doesn't it?
The apparition. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another little face back here too.
Yeah.
Generally, what were the sizes of these things? They were
Probably
quite small,
about the
weren't they?
about, like I said, about the size of the old treasury books.
Yeah.
You know, maybe 24 tall, maybe 18 wide. At least the ones that I saw. I don't know if he played with different sizes or not. Anybody out there that's been to the museum, let me know.
When did he really pick up the oil painting in his career?
Probably when he started doing those covers.
Yeah.
Back in the go ahead.
That's when I remember he did it. I mean, I've been to the museum, and I think both of them I think most of the paintings are kind of in the treasury size. I think there's a few that are, you know, obviously it's got some other stuff in different sizes, but that would make
This
sense.
list. Sorry. This lists his first painting as Carson of Venus in 1963.
63. Okay.
Yep. It says year and date painted.
Well, I credit him with the whole barbarian D&D movement.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like you mentioned, Dragon Magazine,
Mhm.
things that came out of that, and more into the fantasy, fantastic realm.
Gary Gygax cited him as the biggest influence for D&D's creation. He didn't cite Tolkien.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he pretty much created from his artwork. People who saw his artwork, it was such an influence that pretty much created that genre, I think.
Oh yeah.
And I think early cosplaying as well.
Yep.
I always find it funny that Wendy Peeney of ElfQuest was first known for being one of the most accurate cosplayers of Red Sonja.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And who is it? Matt with 3 T's just did a video on the pennies.
Yeah.
And that was
really
incredibly
video,
good.
yeah.
He does such great videos. He's really fantastic in his research. Here's a classic one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that a lot.
Wasn't that a Molly Hatchet album cover as well as a paperback book cover?
Most likely, yes. Was that the Berserker? Yep.
Yeah. Let's look at the detail here. A great piece. Thanks, Devil Flyer, for saying hit that like. Thanks, Rex. Hit that like up there. We're loving the numbers. If you're enjoying this program, make sure you tell other folks. The majority of our viewers we know are after the fact. Who wants to get up this early on Sunday morning?
Yeah.
Except to look at this great art.
Oh, no,
The whole world's
so
on fire, and
5
let's
to
watch
2.
it burn. That's what this suggests to me.
Look at that.
This
That's
is
that's a detail, isn't it? There's a big.
That's a detail of the Frost Giants. Yeah.
Yep.
You got to know that Frazetta was a big influence, especially with the detailing on Barry Windsor Smith.
Oh, on everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. I think like all of them.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that there'd be a lot of people that say Frazetta was God. I doubt that Frazetta would agree with them, but they often do look at him as like, wow, just the pinnacle.
I remember looking at this painting when I was a kid, just marveling at how realistic these mountains look.
Mm-hmm.
Just incredibly well done.
It's a happy little mountain.
So he's a Brooklyn guy. How much did he travel? I mean, did he actually see something like? Is this all from his imagination? You know,
I'm not
No,
sure.
he went to Norway and saw the real Odin.
right?
That
Where's
sounds right.
Thor?
I think he went up there. He's like, "Oh, one eye, got it," and then like threw him off his crown, threw him off the mountain.
Except I don't think there's mountains that big in Norway.
This is pre-internet, so you got to wonder. Okay, where did he get the costuming? And-
Libraries.
Yeah, libraries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
libraries,
Mhm.
morgues.
Well,
things like
He watched Spartacus.
Yes,
He
I bet
Probably
he did.
had an extensive reference file too. Yeah.
I am
collection notes,
Spartacus.
No,
Yeah.
I'm Spartacus.
Well, before the internet, Rex, they had this thing called photography and books and libraries.
You're
And file
Curtis.
cabinets. Yeah.
File cabinets, yeah.
Lots
yeah.
of file cabinets.
Yeah. You ever
Well,
slam your
did you
hand in
see,
one of those?
Any of those
Yeah.
videos with Joe Kubert? And see all his file cabinets full of.
He's got a wall of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. I'm sure Frazetta had the same thing.
See, the thing about filing cabinets is I used to have a filing cabinet with stuff in it, but it took me that long to find what I was looking for. I just drew it anyway, so I never
You
used
just
it.
need a better filing system.
Well, no, because
Cool, right?
It's good for horses underage.
Tragic stuff. Yeah. Frazetta's passing.
The
I
pain.
know what you
no.
mean.
Not-
I used to keep books of samples of
Not
comic book
Ponoco.
stuff that I liked, and
Yeah.
you know, like photocopies in ring binders, and also if I like photocopied anatomy and stuff like that from books,
Mhm.
and I had them right up until sort of 7-8 years ago. And you're right. It's like you flick backwards and forwards, and you can never find what you want, and you just end up going, "Oh, I'll just draw it anyway."
And then there was Google.
And then there was Google, yeah, and everybody just traced everything.
Yeah, I took the tour there, Falling Water. Yeah. And Courtney says that story is nuts. Yeah, it is. It goes Flint. Did I mention Flint? Flint, how's the water? Joking, LOL. Water's fine.
Yeah.
Jump in, the water's fine.
That joke's
Water's
like a
fine.
lead balloon.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that was apropos. All the lines were changed about 20 I would say about 2010, even though the situation sprung up in not 2010, I'm sorry, about 2018, 2020, even though the situation sprung up about 2014, I think.
It was a while
It
ago.
took them.
Yeah,
It took them
a while.
about 6 years. Yeah, mostly
there's-
by politics that to go
They're
through and
dealing with
change
the
all the water
problem.
line.
In my my hometown of Hanover, they're dealing with some problems with the water there. They have PMOS in it. And it's been like that for years, and they're really dragging their feet trying to fix it. So
Yeah, they just don't. There were emails from Lansing that said, "What's a few extra lead points to the people in the north side of Flint?"
Yeah.
That's what it. That's how
Yeah, that's
fast they
one.
were in a hurry to change them lines or arrange the funding.
yeah, no, they kind of had that one coming.
Yeah.
The Pocono, or however the hell you pronounce it thing, that reminds me of a city around here, Worcester. Or if you pronounce it in Bostonian, Worcester. But everybody says Worcester.
Pocono, not Pinoco. Okay,
Pocono.
Pocono. Anyway, it's them mountains. Indie Comics Network guidelines. Thanks for tuning in. Feel free to join the whatever chat stick to whatever, and be
Spam.
respectful. There we are. Oh, is that spam? Shame on
I'm
you.
thinking that's spam.
I don't even think that.
What?
Spam
That's
with
the way
cheese.
chat.onestick topic to be.
There we are.
Oh, you got rid of it. I was about to.
I dumped it.
I missed it.
I-
I didn't see that.
Just found in my collection Conan the Cimmerian paperback with the Frost Giants on the cover. Yeah, there you are.
Don't let
I
me
got a-
go.
I have a few of the
And it-
paperbacks.
And he never
Totally
read
not.
the story. That's the thing.
Too late. Gee, I'll
Wait,
read
you're
it.
supposed to read what's between the cover? So,
Yeah. Amazing. No, I meant Frazetta when he did the painting. He had no idea.
Eh.
Just have him fighting a couple of Vikings. It'll be great.
Oh,
Also a cover for Erie, I believe.
that's one relaxed demon.
Great stuff. Nothing to say. We're moving on.
Yes, it's too good.
Yeah,
He's got a
that's
long
the-
arm, hasn't he?
Which arm?
His
Here.
left arm seems
Oh.
a bit long on his left arm.
Hmm.
Oh no, it's his hand that's gone around that. I
Yeah,
thought it
Yeah.
I thought it was his elbow. It's his hand, isn't it?
Oh, right. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just kind of flopping over the end of the
Yeah.
His
tree.
elbow's
yeah.
here.
Yeah, got it, yeah.
I was looking at her bum.
Yeah. It's like the guy's got an arm. What? No.
She's pointing to the arm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's like, look, it's fine.
Yeah. Where's that snake going? Oh, it's coming on the head, right? Okay.
It's just wrapped around. Yeah. Another
Yeah.
classic.
It's a raptor.
It's one classic after the next on this stuff. Just great stuff.
I don't know what I was expecting.
The
I
Spanish
really
Inquisition?
like that. Just the little the blue flame, the red flame, the ochres, the
That's a
red
wing, isn't it?
blood,
The blue flame is a bird, I think.
It's a bird. It's a
the
wing.
purple.
Nobody
Okay.
expects the Spanish Inquisition, mate.
How do you get bird out of that?
There's a
Oh,
wing.
it is a bird. Okay.
that's
see the
what
feather.
bird out of it. There's a bird.
We have these things called eyes, Rex.
I'm sorry. At this distance, I can't tell.
I know
Yeah.
you guys in Arkansas are lacking, but you know,
That's true. We don't have birds in Arkansas.
you don't have eyes in. You
Arkansas.
don't have eyes in
You
Arkansas.
don't have. I'm blind.
One comes across the border, we just shoot that thing down.
Yeah, kind of like my jokes. Ooh, I like that lizard.
I was going to say it doesn't work in Texas anymore. Anyway.
I like the lizard. Very stoic looking.
It's a great lizard. I
pulled
love its
up,
mouth. The line
I pulled
of
up a
its
couple of
mouth.
the paperbacks with Frazetta's artwork on it. I have,
Let me enlarge you here. Go ahead. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
it's
got
the
the one
one
on
with
the
the
left.
ape. That one ended up on the front of Savage Sword of Conan, didn't it? The one with the ape.
they're probably both. I think they're
Probably.
both released.
Yeah.
The one, and it was Barry Windsor Smith.
Red nails.
Yeah, Red Nails.
Yeah.
I always associate that with the red nails.
Yeah, because there's the ape in Red Nails, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the
That's-
ape one.
yeah.
I actually bought that copy of that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just the way it was done. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're fun. And they smell old.
I mean, I didn't buy much Conan, but I bought that when I saw it. It was like, wow, that cover is just awesome.
Allison, that
brother
just
knows-
makes it.
My brother
that
knows
just
just
makes
about
them-
everything about Howard. So
Yeah. I was going to say the smell just makes them funner.
Yeah.
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 Red Nails actually isn't in this one.
Wow. Well,
Tower
again,
of the Elephant, though, which Tower of the Elephant is one of the greatest sword and sorcery stories, period. So
It's a
Oh, yeah.
beautiful
I think
story,
so, too. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Buscema and Alcala did that one, didn't they?
Yeah. So did
Oh.
Smith, number 8, Conan 8.
Yeah.
Was Tower of the Elephant.
Look at
I like the
It's the-
leather effect he gets on the skin
Mm.
of these beasts. Very smooth and yeah, it's really good. Especially on the previous page with that lizard guy. He had a
Yeah.
really smooth rendering on his skin.
That, I mean,
Mhm.
that's
Colour.
fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It
That's
is.
brilliant.
The Land That Time Forgot. I'm pretty sure this was the cover for.
Mhm. I think you're right.
Grar.
Exactly.
Grr, arg.
Garg.
Grr.
Pterodactyls back here, just barely
Mhm.
visible in the
Yeah.
background.
Yeah,
It's
there's
the
one
sun
at the
breaking
top
through
as well.
Yeah.
sun
Say what?
breaking through the rocks there, the light source, the
Mm.
top lighting.
Waffly.
I'd be crouched down. I don't know what the guy's thinking with the spear. What's he gonna do?
He's
And-
thinking, I'll get them both when it's over.
Yeah, in one shot.
Yeah, what he's doing that. Those two are going to fight, and one's going to be really injured, and one's going to be dead, and he's going to come back with his spear and kill the other one and eat the other one.
I think
the
he's blind
sorted.
in one eye and he's hunting a rabbit.
I think
I
he's
think-
stuck in the mud and stuck there.
I think he's just quietly slinking away.
Yeah, he's
I would-
thinking.
Any- This is not my fight.
Getting the hell out of here.
Yeah. He's thinking, I thought these things were supposed to be dead for 65 million years.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What the hell? Where are my trousers?
But looking at him, you'll be
Where are
petroleum
my
soon.
trousers? It's a Frazetta.
Ah.
It's a Frazetta painting, stupid.
Yeah, look at
There we are.
No trousers.
Look at that marble. Look at the marble on that. Fantastic.
Naked
isn't it?
bum.
You can,
Nice.
Wonderful.
if you convert your eyes.
And the stone and the muscles
Mhm.
on the big cat.
And the guy in the background as well.
Yeah. Oh, it's just
Years
fabulous.
and years and years ahead of his time.
Mhm.
Just technique alone. I mean, the incised look of the stone at the base, the inside, the shadows, just enough.
Mm.
I can see Richard Corbin getting a lot of influence just from this illustration alone.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but he's not near as accomplished in my book.
Oh no.
It's kind of unfair to make comparisons about that, but
Well, it just influences, you know.
He's not really years ahead of his time. There's a good Canaletto and people like that were doing this in 1500, so not really that far ahead.
But it's such a harder lean towards impressionism than realism. As far as Frazetta's style, it's always he's got this wonderful cloudy
Yeah, mystical look to it.
atmosphere about
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
about all of
Every-
his stuff. That's just
Everything
great.
looks like you're looking through, like physically, an atmosphere at everything he
Yeah.
paints. It's
Yeah.
like you're looking through just a slight mist, and that can be a metaphysical mist or a real mist, whatever. It's got this unearthly feel to it, and that's even though the skill sets and some of the rendering is very similar to Renaissance painting. There's something special about his work that's got that kind of mystical feel to it.
Yeah. And like
Even his
Glenn was saying,
inks,
just put
even
the
his inks,
reflection
which
in
he
that
can't,
marble. Yeah.
produce the same visual effects with. Even his inks have a flow to them.
Yeah, he's a master of the paint, isn't he? The medium.
Which is what I see his inks in a similar way to the way I see Buscema's inks. They're crafted. It's almost like they're organic. They're brilliant.
Yeah, Indie Comics Network. Probably Nita's in the house. I just woke up. Going to have to go back and watch the replay. Welcome to jump in here anytime if you'd like, Nina. You also have Frank McCarthy that was also an amazing cover painter. Someone was talking about cabinets and medical BC anatomy. Courtney says, ever heard of the Mutter Museum or Mutter Museum in Philly? Can't say that I have.
No.
And San Gillian. They had a card catalog cabinet filled with every odd thing people have swallowed. Oh, yeah, that I believe.
Every odd thing removed from an orifice in a body.
Well, no, that would be a different museum.
Yeah, different.
Do you
Just
know
gonna say.
one of the best things about that painting is that big chunk of concrete out the step
Yeah, that's
just
what
below
I
the girl.
love
Makes
that. Yeah,
Makes it real, doesn't it?
yeah.
You
It
think,
does,
what the hell caused that?
Yep. Boredom.
Bored,
You know
bored.
what that
I'm
step
bored.
needs? That step looks too ordinary. I'm gonna take a chip out of it. Tink. There you are.
I think that's
Worcester. I used to go to punk shows there. Oh, when I was a kid, college in Boston. There. Sorry, Glenn. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think, in my opinion, I think this is probably the best piece I've seen. This particular one, and it's just based on that marble, the pillar. The marble pillar is just absolute. That lighting, where the lighting hits
reflection in it.
Yeah, the green bit in it, and it's just wonderful. And like we said before, the guy is obviously in the background in 3 dimensions, as is the tiger or whatever, the leopard or whatever it is, coming around the side, crawling around the side. Superb, really is superb. And the lighting of the obvious window behind the viewer hitting the pillar, and then the archway on behind to halo her, to frame her. Wonderful, beautiful stuff. And it catches his sword and his his headgear that the Egyptians wore. It's just brilliant.
It's almost animated. It's that good.
Yeah, it's almost a photograph, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like it's real,
Yeah.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And the folds of the cloak on the step as well. Just beautiful.
I'm just wondering if all you people have a favorite Frazetta piece.
Peace.
I had the
one that you like above all others.
I had the John Carter image of him holding a sword above his head with Mars in the background as a large poster in my room for quite a while. Love that piece.
I think I just said that on the previous page.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
I'll tell you what else he does for Frazetta that I like. And I like the way he at the not the bottoms of the girls, the bottom of the painting where he doesn't finish it and it just goes into the paint.
Yeah. Back into the mist.
Yeah. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
And that look at the lighting above her head. Unless that's your lamp.
Could be a reflection. Yeah.
It's superb. And I love the way that if you look at that beast, that saber-toothed beast thing, he does this a lot as well. He doesn't actually render anything in there. It's just all colour.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I'll tell you something else I like about his women is that they're not not that. They're not so taut and tight. They're real.
They're real women. That's what I was saying earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, they're 40 years old,
They're very Victorian.
Yeah.
Well, I'd just say that they have real curves. They're not straight out of a swimsuit challenge thing in a magazine or off a calendar or one of these sculpted people from Hollywood. They're attractive but real.
You'd see a lot of Renaissance paintings though with women with that.
I think
those
my
dimensions.
favorite. I've got a couple of favorites. I really like the pen and ink stuff. The John Carter one where there's like this sort of weird tiger thing that he's fighting. He's got his sword out. And I love the Death Dealer as the color one. The one that sort of looks vaguely Lord of the Rings. She's the guy on the horse.
Yeah.
I love that. I absolutely love that. But that one where Conan has got his legs wrapped around the ape with the cloak, that's a standout as well. It's difficult because there's so many good ones.
Yeah, there is.
Well, they're all good. You know what I mean? There's so many ones that just
Anybody know
imagination in just the right way.
Approximately how many he did painting wise, oil paintings?
I can tell you.
I guess
I can
early
count 'em.
60s to till close to his death, I guess.
96 is the last one, From Dusk Till Dawn. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You got a bronze guy as well. You know, the statue. It reminds me of Jason and the Argonauts. That guy, is it Achilles, comes looking for them.
35, well over 100, maybe 120 total.
And they're all worth what, $1 million each?
At least I would say now. I would imagine some of them are worth a lot more than that. And climbing.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
That's one of the tragedies of life, isn't it? That
They're not valued while he's alive in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd suffer from that.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, me too.
It'll all be worth more when I'm dead.
Well, now that he set the template, you've got to wonder, why aren't we seeing another Frazetta raise up? You know, something like this.
There are people out there that imitate his style. Boris came through not long after that, only he was a lot more photorealistic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's why I say there's something special about Frazetta's work, is that, like you were saying, it's got that impressionism to it.
Yeah.
So you're looking at it through a veil of mist. It's every piece has got that mysticism to it, which is why he's special. There are fantastic painters out there who can render beautifully, but it's the way that he did it. It's just, he is just special. It's as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you know, the whole thing with AI and what have you. You can go and get an AI painting that you know, uses particular styles and strokes in a certain way, maybe even looks real, and it's like, it just doesn't capture what this guy did. It never could. I don't believe it ever could.
The thing about AI,
for hyper real, I never understood hyper real. I don't want it. This has feeling and sensation to it. If you get something that's hyper real, you might as well take a photograph. Sorry, Glenn.
I was just going to say that as I understand it, it's ironic that everybody's going on about this AI stuff, yet AI has been fed reference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just say, write me a story like Isaac Asimov, and it does it. You have to it has to have some kind of reference within it. So if people like Frank Frazetta, if people like Frank Frazetta weren't doing this with his hand, AI wouldn't have a chance, because it would have no reference to refer to.
Exactly. It's built off the back of real artists' work, real creators' work.
Yeah.
And it's not
real artists
really,
and creators' copywritten work, by the way.
It's not really AI at all. All it is just a very, very clever set of algorithms. To call it AI is incorrect. And at the end of the day, it's all it is a way of being lazy and a way of cutting artists out of the budget.
Yeah,
that's all it is. That's all it ever has been. It's all it ever will be. And you know, if unfortunately, if the general public are prepared to accept the dross that it will create, then, you know, that's the world we're going to live in. But I think there's always going to be people that will value art and creative writing and what have you, that's done by a human and only by a human, not just regurgitated human stuff by an algorithm.
Right.
This was a Molly Hatchet cover, wasn't it? I know I have it on a novel.
You're probably right. This is one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't
it? You got to be pretty tough. You got to be pretty tough. You don't have a team of dogs, but a team of polar bears to pull your sled.
You've got to be pretty big as well. I mean, that guy is a big man.
Wikipedia attributes 3 Molly Hatchet albums as having Frazetta covers: Molly Hatchet, Flirting with Disaster, and Beating the Odds.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say there would be no He-Man without Frazetta.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm sure you're right. Absolutely. There'd be not a whole lot of stuff, sword and sorcery wise. All the look wouldn't be the way that it is if it wasn't for Frazetta. There's that painting again. Oh, no, that's not the same painting, is it?
No.
Maybe
that's not in this book.
Nope.
Did he revisit some of the same themes and try and paint them twice?
Maybe motifs. I thought he would. I heard somewhere that he was always retouching stuff, and they had to, whenever he'd get a painting back or something, he'd take another look at it and want to retouch it.
Look at the difference of the. And that
I could be wrong on that though.
No, I've heard that as well. That painting you're showing there in that book, I know is a printing process, but look at how blue that is against the one in the book. I prefer the blue. I prefer the blue.
This is the
one.
blue. Yeah, this is the one I remember.
Yeah,
it's the blue. That it could very well be the difference between RBG and CMYK is what it looks like printing.
Yep.
I saw one of Gauguin's paintings, a self-portrait where he's standing out front, one of his latter works when he was in front of his place where he lived in Tahiti, and he had a staff there, and he's behind the fence. You may know it. It's in the Armor Hammer collection, and it's like very light pastels. And I consulted, after going to see it in person, 3 art books, and they were all heavily saturated. It looked nothing like the original.
Yeah.
It's not as blue. It is bluer in real life, Glenn.
Right.
I've got the book in front of me, and it's not as light, bright blue as the image, but the book I have in front of me is a lot bluer than you can see the book through the webcam.
Right.
So it's sort of halfway between the two.
Right.
But it's more subtle.
Well,
so
neither of them offend me. I just prefer the blue one.
Just prefer the bright blue.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think actually this book was printed pretty well, actually.
Oh, with the best that they could at the time.
Yeah.
Look at the difference between those.
Yeah,
I actually the book think is better there.
The book is. I actually think you'll find that the images are a little bit garish, and that they're being pumped up by RGB through the screen.
Oh, yep, you're probably right.
Yeah. A little bit, just a little bit. Yeah. So.
Yep.
And that's almost
still good stuff, though, isn't it?
Oh, it's still great. Yeah, he's still. If you finish that, if you had that on your easel, you wouldn't walk away unhappy, would you?
No. No.
If you want to see what the artist's true vision is, you have to go to a museum and see it in person.
Of course,
you absolutely do. Yes. Yep.
Yeah. You just can't get it out of a book.
Yeah.
No matter how fine the print.
Yeah.
Where's the museum again?
It's in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, right.
Around Scranton, I believe.
Right.
Never been. I need to go.
Yes, you do.
So
gotta put it on got to put it on the list.
Put it on the bucket list. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Put it on the list. Gotta go to the
that means, it's going to be a few years. I don't know. Do you prefer his pen and ink, or do you prefer his paintings?
I prefer the paintings every time, but I do love the way his composition works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
there's a lot going, a lot of thought into that simple.
Yeah,
it's that Z shape again, isn't it? But it's really nice. It's
just compresses a lot right in a small space.
Yeah, and everything necessary that you need to draw, basically to the tiger's face. You get the sword and the arm. It's just fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But I do prefer the paintings.
Yeah, there's an immediacy. I mean, he's thinking breakfast and lunch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fabulous.
Is that a John Carter piece?
Yeah. It's got to be. He's got 6 legs.
Oh, does he? Okay, I see that now. I almost had to blow this up.
Could you imagine that?
To see it.
6 legs. Jeez.
Yeah. You might be able to trip him up better that way.
Because everything had that sort of 6 limb on Mars, didn't it?
It says Bantam. Banum, Banum.
The
Banff.
publisher. Yeah.
Banth. Yeah.
Banff.
No, the
Oh,
name
Banff.
The
of the
Banth.
painting.
The Banth. No, the Banth is the name of the beast.
Okay. Oh,
It's a Banth.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
it's a Banth. Yeah.
Yep.
And at this point, I wouldn't care.
No.
Yeah.
you can call me whatever you like and roll me in
He's
chocolate.
saying,
I'm
he's
still
saying,
gonna eat
stop
you.
calling me Bantam.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
Banff.
It's Banth. Get it right, mate.
Sorry. Need to put the other glasses on.
Always
So many-
protecting the woman. The
So many
woman's always an
masterpieces.
ankle biter. So many masterpieces. Yes.
Conan had great fantasy art. Plunge Cast says, sounds like my apartment right now. I'm caught up from 2-time listening in G. I agree about the comment about the chunk out of the step. Yeah. Okay, Courtney. It really adds a certain sense of realness. Yes, it does. That Catwoman and the Moon Rapture is my favorites. I forget their titles. So many masterpieces. Yep, that's why we like showing this stuff off. My favorite is the Strange Creatures one.
Which one?
Yeah, which one? There's a lot of strange creatures here.
I think that particular piece there that we just looked at should be cancelled because it shows, and the next one because it shows the woman in a lesser, you know what I mean? The guy's protecting her.
Yeah, well,
I know.
stuff it.
Yeah, quite agree.
I'm gonna continue carrying on drawing heroic stuff like this.
Yes.
I think.
So
Well,
you
I won't be
should.
drawing it like this because no one can draw like him. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The theme of it.
This is from the Fighting Men of Venus. That's Carson on the rocks.
You can do it, Russ.
If you B and Q it, yeah, you guys
You can
wouldn't know.
do it.
But yeah,
You can do it.
He's not actually lifting her up, you know. He's saying to her, no, you go and fight them. I'll go and make
yeah, he's
dinner.
He's lowering her down. Go on, go sort them out.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
got a Tyrannosaurus Rex around the corner.
Go and see what they want.
Scratchy.
Go. He's saying, go and see what you want. I'm watching the football.
Yeah, I'm gonna go find my trousers.
It's a cover of Strange Creatures of Time and Space book. Huh?
Scratchy
By John
shadows
Keel.
there. Very Mike Mignola.
Actually, all lines back here, just to drop it
Yeah.
back. Thin
Yeah,
lines.
Just
And
This
drop it
is
nice
solid
and-
here and here.
And the
Most of it's
shadow,
all just
the shadow
blue for one.
under the guy's foot is the same
Yeah.
with the lines.
Yep.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Is this? Those lines look like pencil.
Yeah.
No, they're not actually. They're just.
No,
dry
it's all
brush.
ink. It's thin ink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dry brush. Absolutely beautiful. I love the way it does fur as well with an ink brush. That's just.
Yeah.
Here they come.
There's another classic pose.
And his animals and beasts are always about a second away from engaging, aren't they? You know, they've got in like
Yeah.
an attack mode stance.
That,
You know,
that immediacy, just right before the attack.
There's
Yeah.
quite a bit of equal opportunities here. So both these guys are guys, and they're both only just covering their bottoms. So it doesn't matter whether you're a woman or not. It'll draw you with unisex pants on. There you go.
what's going on to the left?
Where?
with that-
Equal
That-
opportunity.
What's that doing there on that
Yeah,
branch?
that's weird, isn't
Yeah.
it? No, I think it's just a weird foliage. It's
It looks
It's
like
a
it looks
root.
like looks like
Yeah,
one of
it's
them
a
six leg.
six-legged things. Yeah, no, but it's just a root. Yeah.
Something to
just a
keep
little-
it grounded. Yeah, balanced.
Again, that beautiful ink work on the shading of the underneath the lizard. The
You can
shadows
almost
on
hear
its
it going.
legs. Yeah,
you know.
it's just gorgeous.
And the line work there is really delicate
Yeah,
in here. It's incredible, the detail here.
bloody good is that?
Very
Yeah, you
thin
can get
lines.
more detailed in like this, and then on a like Glenn was saying, real smooth looking dinosaurs, real smooth
Yeah.
how you do,
Yeah.
not the scaling that you have in like the drawings.
So on this next one, he's got a just for Glenn, he's got a marble column there,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
and he's done it in ink, and it still looks like marble.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy coincidence.
And he's saying, "Have you seen my trousers?"
Have you seen my trousers?
And she's saying,
Like-
Have you seen my underwear?"
I've hidden them, darling.
That chaise long she's lying on looks like a ship, doesn't it? Like a Viking
Yeah.
ship with the front bit, you know?
Yeah. The oars.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful anatomy. Just
It is.
And look at the folds again on the next to his leg and on the
yeah, on the fabric. Yeah.
yeah.
Again,
It's
just
fantastic.
flicked in as well. It's just flicked in.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Brilliant. Is that just a pencil?
No, it's
No, it's thin.
It's ink.
Yeah, it's thin
Right.
ink line. Yeah.
Right.
It's where he's filling in. It looks like. I mean, I was looking at it and I thought maybe that was pencil,
Yeah.
but I just think where it's like where the ink is running out of his brush
Yeah.
and he's just filling in lightly.
Either
Yeah.
that or it's an incredibly thin pen on an illustration board.
No,
Right
no,
here,
no,
especially.
I'm
This
talking
is all-
about. I'm talking about the shadow on
Yeah.
his back.
And on the
Here?
and on the
Yeah, yeah,
it looks almost dry brush, doesn't it?
yeah. It does. I'm looking closely at it here, and
Yeah.
I think it is ink, just dry brush ink.
It's just
Yeah, but
brilliant.
it looks so uniform.
Yeah, it could.
I mean, he has the darker emphasis up in the shoulder area.
Mm,
So there's
Yeah, it's a wash. Yeah.
graduated.
Yep.
yeah,
This here is all cross hatching here, though.
yeah, that is.
And this
but
is just
that's a wash
incredibly
in there.
delicate lines, all pointing right
Yeah.
towards the girl here.
Yeah.
Like it's some kind of decorative fan
Yeah.
or something.
Mm.
Just think if Vinny got a hold of that, there'd be no marble pillar, no cloth, and those greys would be solid black if we were lucky.
Yeah.
That rug would have to go as well.
Oh, that rug's got to go. That poor old Vinny.
I love this piece because you don't see that many backs. I want to see more backs in comics and artwork, you know, where the figure is turned away from you. I don't
Yeah.
see that often enough in comics.
That's
where
because
you see,
people don't know how to draw them.
Yeah.
yeah,
They
I've heard
are
that, yeah.
incredibly hard to get right.
yeah,
Because the thing with anatomy, when you're drawing anatomy for comic books, it's not just where all the muscles are. You need to have done some life drawing as well. You need to
Yeah.
understand that things don't just connect together in that muscular way. And so it's easier to do that from the front because the front of a man's chest, for instance, is mostly muscle. Chest down to the, if you're going to draw a super person, okay, it's all muscle. The only bones that you see, you know, are like the breastbones at the top, and then some of the ribs with the muscles over the ribs. But the back it's hard to draw, and unfortunately, people don't take the time to, you know, do figure drawing. You know, go and do some life drawing.
Yeah, the genius of Frank Frazetta is shown in this drawing, and I'll tell you why. Because he must have known that we would be looking at the girl, but he still drew the perfect back on the
Still
guy.
drew the perfect back on the.
He could have just done
so-
he could have just done anything he wanted because he knew we were looking at the girl, but he
Yeah.
didn't. He said, "Let's see who's paying attention." Oh, look at that!
Here's my
It's a
fave.
detail.
wait, there was a guy in that?
Detail of the death dealer. Yeah.
Wow.
Again, this one. I mean, look, because you've got the detail here. Look at his arm holding the axe there, and it's not. It is impressionism.
Yeah.
It's not hyper detail per se. It's just beautifully done.
And that
And yet on the other hand, this shield almost
Yeah.
looks real.
I'm going to say the
yeah,
shield
yeah.
looks like it's real with the dents in it, and
Yeah.
But that's
And the
that's big.
shadows.
But again, if you were to
decoration
get
in the
in
saddle
close,
there,
if
just
you were to get in
amazing.
close on any of this, you'd see the brushwork. You'd see how he's
Yeah.
Oh,
brushing
yeah.
it, and then you move away from it, and it gives us this sort of hyper realism. It's
Yeah.
like this is almost like the best comic book art on steroids. It's just fabulous stuff.
And just
I love the horse's face in this when you get to the next page. It's
just thought through like that one wing on the right, signifying death by itself.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
some carrion bird flying
Yeah.
like a vulture.
The whole
Yeah.
image here is just fabulous. Look at that
Yeah.
horse's face. He's like, "Yeah, come on, come and get it."
This is the second best piece, I think.
Yeah, this is my favorite. So yeah, it's just.
And this is like a big Clydesdale type horse. This is huge, you know.
Yeah,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, this is a farm horse. Yeah,
Yeah.
Massive. Yeah.
yeah. It's the guy out of Animal Farm, isn't it?
yeah. It's chunky.
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 But look at the way you're saying, Randy, about that golden piece on the horse's back. With the,
Yeah.
it looks real, doesn't
And
it?
that's the lighting
does.
that does
Yeah,
that. It's
against
just-
that shield
yeah.
as well.
The lighting on the shield and that bit, yeah. And just little flares and flicks that are him as well. So the shape of the axe,
Yeah,
the head on the mane of the horse at the front of the horse's head, where some of it is flying away in a breeze. Just little things, just like Frazetta. It screams.
I think that horse is sort of shaking his head like horses do, because it seems like to me like the foreshortening is the nose is pointing at
Right.
more. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like he's shaking his head. You know, like horses shake their head. Fantastic. And again, like you said about the detail, like his shoulder, and then you've got his what is it? His sword thing sticking out the back.
Yeah, some sticking out the back. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
and the spurs and the foot. The can't remember what they call. But you put your feet in.
Stirrups.
Stirrups.
That's the one.
Yeah, like a big gold
Stirrups,
stirrup.
yeah.
Yeah. Stirrups.
And the way that the flesh is taught on his back leg to his stomach, you can see it stretching.
Yeah. The stretch across there, the ligament. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
Brilliant.
yeah, so it's just gorgeous. And yeah, you come down and you look at the bottom of the horse's legs into the ground, and it becomes far more impressionist. It's all just like he's just sat. You can see the important bit is that bit at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the colour there. I don't know if that is how it would look originally, but I think the one in the book is moodier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and also the fire in the background shows up more. That sky definitely doesn't have orange in it. Even if this book isn't doing it quite right, it's
Like all the, after the battle, all life is near gone. It's I mean, you're really doing it a disservice with the warmer colors in that other that you just showed.
It's quite somber. It's quite a somber piece.
It should be somber.
Yeah. No, it's super. I love this. I've always loved this piece. Always.
Yeah.
I did my own version of it as well in Rotring Inks. Don't know if anybody's got the bestiary of Tolkien, but it inspired me to do some stuff that was like so much line work. I mean, it took me ages to do it. So it was all solid with cross hatching from a Rotring pen, like a 0.25, 0.5 Rotring pens, and I just filled the whole bloody thing in.
You're still finishing it off.
I'm still finishing it now. No, I was obsessed with it when I was like in college. Obsessed with that image. I just thought it was so bloody good.
What's the date? Is it 1973?
73, yeah.
And that piece in the museum?
Don't know.
I don't know.
George Lucas will have it, won't he?
Probably $7 or so million. Yeah.
Jeez.
That's nothing when you've sold your soul to Disney.
There you go.
Could you imagine going somewhere and buying any piece of art for $6 or $7 million? What kind of house do you live in when you do that?
Who
lives
in a house like this?
Well, if money was no object,
I see the Frazetta painting on the wall.
and then you have to worry about security for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It's used as the album cover for Molly Hatchet's debut album in '78.
Sorry, Glenn. That was a very British joke, wasn't it? Nobody else knows what we're talking about.
Who? What now?
Don't worry.
That really
Okay.
tickled me. That's fantastic. People listen to that. I was like,
If you don't like my pasta sauce, I don't want to speak to you. So you can continue. The Brits in the room will just laugh to themselves, don't we?
Looking at the Wikipedia page, it doesn't have any reference as to where the original is.
Ah.
I thought you were going to say it don't have any reference to pasta sauce.
No reference to pasta sauce.
No reference to
You
that either.
probably don't want to tell anyone, just in case. You're doxing where the painting is.
Yeah.
They might go and nick it.
It's at Randy Zimmerman's house.
Yeah, Randy's got it. He's got everything else.
Well, it was.
And of course, this image, as I've said before, reminds me of my favorite parody cover. Softwood.
Softwood. What's he got? Is that a lacrosse?
No, it's a kitty litter scoop.
Oh, it's a kitty
Yep,
litter.
that's a cat litter scoop.
Brilliant. That's just brilliant.
Not because of the lacrosse thing.
Who's done that? Who's done that painting?
I have no idea who did the painting.
I love the flowers.
Let's hope it's Frazetta who's doing it.
I love the flowers on the floor. I think they're great.
I think this was done after he passed.
Yeah,
they're afraid to kill them.
Thank God for small favors.
I've loved this cover ever since I saw it. I'm like, that is awesome.
Oh, dear.
It's a missed opportunity, heavy metal. You should have kept doing this magazine. It would have been good. Just a one-off from heavy metal, softwood.
Someone out there likes Thundercats.
There you are.
He-Man.
There you go. There's a cat. Thunder, 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 cat.
I told you, one of the things you gotta wait for whenever I'm here is my cats.
Yeah, the classic.
Mew. That looks like Kazar.
Yeah.
Kazar, whatever. Yeah.
Kazar. Yeah.
Kazar. No.
Kazar.
That one. Kazar.
I'd say Kazar.
You say whatever you want.
Kazar.
Yeah.
Kazar, I have a sausage.
When you got a bottom like that, you can say what you want.
Yeah, that's right. Look at my bottom. My name's Kazar.
He's got
That's one hell of an ass.
Yeah.
he's got pearl tusks, hasn't he? Not pearl.
Oh yeah, they look like marble tusks.
Yeah, marble. Yeah,
ivory,
those in mine.
But yeah, they're gorgeous.
Look at the distance in between them and the mountain, the background.
Yeah.
Such distance.
Beautiful.
Now that's all vine work, right? That's not like a snake going to bite him in the ass.
No, it looks like that looks like roots and stuff.
Okay.
And look at the way he's
kind of looks
furred it
snakish,
out.
though. Yeah.
Look at the way he's furred it out, bottom left-hand corner.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's losing the focus on it.
Yeah, he does that a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, he does.
fantastic. That mammoth is saying, "Put your trousers on."
Is that drool coming out of his mouth? What is that by his spearhead there? Is that
Is that a chain?
Something hanging.
is
over
it?
here?
Oh, okay, decorative.
Decorative.
Something hanging. Something
hanging. This is his amulet up in here.
Oh,
That's
it's
what you're worried
on
about.
a chain.
It's not his teeth.
No.
Yeah.
It's a chain with amulets on.
He's swinging.
Okay, I know this is fantasy, but this
have
is
someone who thinks
obviously in prehistoric times, right? I mean, but he has the modern day body, doesn't he? Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like you get at the gym.
Yeah,
but
that's
it's fantasy.
we've looked
Yeah.
like this for 250,000 years, right?
Yeah. We've had modern bodies for
Not just that, but there's a Planet Fitness
Least
right
half
up
a
the
million.
path. You just can't see it.
Wait, let me go look in the mirror. I'll be right
He's
back.
just come out of the gym.
It just came out of the gym.
Unfortunately, the human race has deteriorated in the last 5,000 years. So there you go.
Oh,
Yeah, McDonald's.
They're that old. They're actually on cave paintings.
Ah, look at that. Huzzah. There's a huzzah.
They don't call those arches golden for nothing. Yeah.
Is that a dead lizard? What is that? Oh, I see.
That's like
He's saying-
That's
he's
a
got
very
like a
live
snake.
lizard right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's quite a live, snaky thing.
Snaky lizard thing. They're
Yeah.
It's obviously on the side of whatever those guys are.
That's the technical term for it. Snaky lizard thing.
Lizard
Snaky thing. Yeah.
Snaky lizard thing. Yeah. That's their pet. That's what they take out for. It's like the
Nessie's
Flintstones.
cousin.
They put Dino out at night. This guy goes out for a walk with
It's Wessie.
Look at the
Wessie.
look at the
Wessie.
change of skin tone in the one in the foreground, almost like lifting himself up out of the ground,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like he's already dead, but he
Yeah.
just doesn't know it.
Not quite dead yet.
Have another
That's a
go
lovely
at it.
flesh one.
I mean, are they fighting over the flank piece of meat? What's going on?
Does it matter?
I think they're just trying to kill the guy with the axe. That's all.
Get the guy with the axe. Why?
I
'Cause he
mean,
killed,
we,
like, the
we
other
kind of
12 guys.
touched upon this earlier. You know, wouldn't it be great? You're so good and then so demand. It's like you could do anything and we'll buy it,
Good.
know?
Yeah, that's basically what that is.
and
Well,
we'll
yeah,
write a
wish,
story around it.
Wish it worked like that for me. God.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish
This
that would work.
painting, this painting's a lot looser than the other paintings that he's done.
Yeah, but now he's feathering toward the bottom where you put your finger again, like
Yeah.
like Glenn was saying and Russ was saying, is
Yeah.
a little out of focus, just real soft.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what it does as well, though. That out of focus, it makes you move your eye up to see what's going on, to get something
Exactly.
that's
Yep.
sharp. You know,
Very
It's
clever
really-
way
and
of
the-
doing it.
really clever.
The lighting here, the
Yeah.
lighting, the lighter path here just points right.
and the way, and the way it's just touching his leg as well.
So is the light
Yeah.
source? Where's the light source in this? I mean, it's from the top, but you have to wonder with that.
It's way up here, pointing
Yeah, it's
down.
the
Yeah.
sun. It's
Got
the
shadows,
sun. So yeah, it's quite
Okay.
a
Yeah,
wide
so
light
it's hitting
source.
this.
Well,
So-
I mean, you can have multiple light sources, but and I know why he did this, but I mean, in the foreground, the skin tone of that one, you know, makes me wonder, you know, about the lighting source.
Well, I think what he's done there is he's made a decision to just pick that person
Right.
out from the background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The
That's the
light,
other-
I think the light source is pretty straightforward. It's probably the
Okay.
sun, and it's probably high up, because the guy that he's got in his hand, that he's holding up by the neck, is simply casting a shadow over him, and then
Yeah.
exactly the same. There's a shadow underneath his axe arm.
Yeah,
There's a shadow to the left of the of Wessie, and to the left
The
of the
light
guy
source
with the
is way up
stick.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it works for me. I think you're right. I think the guy at the front has got an odd. There is an odd light source for him,
Yeah.
but I think he's just made a decision so that he can pick him out from the background colours. I think he's
Yeah.
just made him a little bit lighter.
Otherwise, it would be kind of cluttered, right? I mean, you
yeah.
need some focal point there
Yeah.
to stand out. Otherwise, it all kind of blends together, and it's
yeah.
pretty neat imagery because he's like lifting himself out of the shadows.
Yeah. Well, he's
know.
also not nearly as tightly painted as the detail here.
Yeah.
And again,
Right in
you
this
know,
area, it's
much
really
like
tight,
comic
and then it gets.
strip,
Yeah.
he's cheating in places.
Yeah.
He knows
yeah.
he's cheating. Yeah,
Yep.
he's making it look cool.
Yeah.
Above
the name
all
is
else,
not-
everything he does looks cool.
The lizard snaky thing will be forever known as Wessie.
Wessie, yeah, that's a good
And the
one.
guy that he's holding up in his by the
Bert.
scruff of the
That's
neck,
Bert.
you know, his last word, the barbarian's last words he hears are, "And your name is fuck."
it's Keith Richard. That guy's got all by the neck.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
Yeah.
Have you got any gear?
For the moodier version. Yeah. If I was super rich, I'd probably spend all my money on art. Courtney's fellowship
Mary
says.
Pigs around the other day, so
Mary-
I had a
Mary
flush
Berry.
all mine. Have you got any?
Oh dear.
Gonna see these comments so much later, you'll think I'm more nuts. Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to stay up with him, Courtney said. Trying. Jar says, is this Nick Buryan, Caveman, Mammoth pieces, and Tarzan pieces? Yeah. Jar bottom being blurry makes the upper part stand out more. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Being blurry. Yep. Since that one feels unfinished. Yeah, it does. It's got a little bit of a
It's not
looseness
quite
about it.
Yeah, it's not quite as sharp as the other stuff. Yeah.
Not quite as tight.
Something else Frazetta was known to do is, well after the paintings were done,
you
to
go.
go and take them back into his studio and start working on them again.
Yeah.
His wife had a.
You know what? Red is my favorite color, but what really grabbed me about this was not that he's just draped in that cloak, but that he has imparted a human quality to this gorilla-like creature.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like the way on the cloak he's continued the red sort of beyond the cloak.
Mm-hmm.
If you see what I mean, on that bottom left part.
On his
The
lighting
reflection
on
here
Conan. Yeah.
In Conan, yeah.
What's happening at the very bottom, though? Is it blood? I mean, the cloak almost looks like, right in there.
Yeah, there's some splattering on the floor here. There's some blood, some red spots. Yeah. But it's also, the tile work here is really beautiful. Very nicely done.
Yeah.
And again, it fades out right about there and goes into that mist.
Mm-hmm.
The steps here, you can just barely see, also fades out. There's a little shield on the wall back here.
Mm-hmm.
Barely noticeable, a little bit of the cave.
Yeah. His leg almost looks truncated. I mean, it's from the knee to the foot. There's no on the creature.
On the ape? Yeah, he's bent forward. Yeah.
Yeah, he's bent. Yeah.
Yeah, the ape demon.
But not much of a calf, not much of a leg, really. I mean, not much really on foreshortening. That's pretty straight on. It's not much distance between the foot and the knee cap. That's what I'm saying for this creature.
Yeah. That red, that's a scary piece, actually. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Nightmare fuel.
Not for Conan. He's like taking care of business.
It's like gritting his teeth. I'm going to get stuff done.
Yeah. He's like, next time I ask you for a banana, you'll give me one.
Give me banana.
Yes, I'm sure that's exactly what he's thinking.
Uh-huh.
It is. Yeah.
Not, where the heck did you put Valeria?
He's saying, that monkey's saying, the guy Conan is saying, what do you mean you don't like my new implants? They cost me a fortune.
Put your trousers on.
I mean, he's just jumping on him. He's got that leg over his neck there. It's like, I'll ride the bull. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeehaw.
Keyhole, what?
No, yeehaw.
That'll be the last time you
Yeehaw.
call me a son of a...
Yeehaw.
I'll show you an urban cowboy.
It's another iconic piece.
Yep. I like that one. At our score, you have Naked Lady and whatever that is. Wesley's cousin Bill.
I'm your Uncle Jim.
There you go. There's that sexy abdomen.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way he draws this. Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, she's got organs. That's the thing about it. A lot of modern artists, they don't leave room for organs.
Organs and gravity. Yeah.
And gravity. Yeah.
Well, Gravity and Frazetta they're a mixed bag sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Oh, look at the hair here. And she's turning, her head fast in order for her hair to flare out.
Look at the very Goya figure in the back, almost like the giant. They're just lurking in the background.
I like the way that guy, the whatever it is coming out the water. You can see the water on its back just spreading, like it's just gonna come out.
Yeah.
Is that a mist going across? A little mist.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
A little bit of steam.
Yeah. And that water's so lively. Look at that. So murky.
Yeah.
You can see the tail under the water.
Yeah, you
Yep.
can.
Very Dracula-like, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nosferatu.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it definitely has that kind of a vampire vibe to it. The way it's represented.
Hobbit.
One of the Lord of the
Oh,
Rings.
wow.
ones.
That looks like Alfred E. Newman from the side where we never see him.
Yeah.
Man, I really get a Peter Craig Russell. I mean,
Look at
Yeah.
look at his
Yep.
look at his foot. He's got
You know-
he's got adult feet.
You know who that really is? Mike Plug.
Is it?
There's a
Yeah.
lot of Mike Plug in this. Yeah.
yeah.
You can see it. It's just all over the whole feel of the piece.
Well, I like his Lord of the Rings stuff a lot.
Yeah.
Is Mike Blue the guy who got hit by the car?
No, that's Bill Mantlo.
Bill Mental, all
That's-
right, yeah.
Got smacked by a bus. Yeah, Mike Plug's still around doing commissions. And then he did Weird World. We looked at that quite a few months ago.
Didn't he do a lot of Man Thing?
Did a lot of Man Thing, did a lot of
Yeah.
Ghost
Yeah.
Rider.
that doesn't sound right. Anyway, the
Ghost Rider.
Stop
Ghost
it.
Rider.
Stop it.
oh,
Be better.
first Ghost Rider, first Frankenstein monster, did a few of those, did Werewolf by
Did he
Night.
do any Werewolf
Kinda-
by Night? Yeah, I was about to say
Yeah.
Werewolf by Night. Yeah.
Kind of kicked off Marvel's Supernatural line. It did a lot of Planet of the Apes when the magazine started
Yeah.
up. Yeah,
He did
Yeah.
quite a bit of that.
I got a bundle of them.
He did what was it? First Moon Knight, I believe, didn't he? In, Werewolf by Night?
No, I think that was in the 36 Werewolf by Night. That was
that was
I think that was
15 and
Don
16,
Perlin.
maybe.
I don't know. Have to look it up.
Yeah, I'm
I know
checking.
him from Weird World. That's where I really started looking at his stuff at the Marvel premiere. We looked at that a few months back. Here's a bear. We're gonna need to
bear. Yeah, again, look at those.
speed it up here.
steps.
Yeah, the steps.
Yeah,
Oh,
Cocaine Bear.
cocaine bear.
No, it was Don Perlin.
Don Perlin. Yeah.
Yeah, Don Perlin. Yeah, I actually contacted him yesterday, as a matter of fact. And I said, thank you for all the great comics. Yours was my first comic, which was Werewolf by Night Annual number 2.
Okay.
He did a superb Werewolf by Night in that. And Frankenstein Monster was in there too. And Satanic Cultist. That was my first comic.
Well, you know,
Hey, Mom, look at this. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, no, it was my grandmother. I had to convince my grandma, you don't really want this, do you? It's like, yeah.
That would have freaked my mom out. Yeah, it would have gone to the fireplace.
Yeah.
that is one of my favorite Frazetta pieces.
There we are.
Yeah.
I
Look
love
at the
this
purple in the rock.
The little lichen and the mushrooms. And
Alfred E. Newman.
sort of like Kazar's
Yeah. Crack me
Zabu,
up.
right? His
Female Kazar, yeah.
saber-tooth tiger.
I don't
She's
think
got-
Kazar ever looked that good.
no, she's got like maybe a an Inuit look to her, American.
Mrs. Kazar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Madam
no, it
Cage.
definitely has a. There's definitely their skin tone kind of reminds me of a Native American.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, the tones like on the foreground there, you know, he just works this. Would you say 60s vibe? A lot of these were done in the 60s. He's got a rainbow palette.
Well, it's
Very
you know
muted.
he kind of defined that era though.
Notice how his signature looks like it's engraved.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, the purple on that rock is amazing.
Mhm.
the whole
And
piece. That's one of my absolute favorite pieces he did.
Courtney says that bear reminds me of the ones that break into people's houses where I live now in Colorado.
Wow.
Looking for drugs.
Looking for more cocaine.
Yeah, looking for the drugs.
Never more cocaine.
No, I don't think she has a tail. I think that's a loincloth.
Yeah.
Here, yeah, that's a loincloth tied around her. Another iconic piece.
I was looking at the gluteus maximi. I didn't notice.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
On
It
top of
looks
that,
like
she's got a nice ass. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, is that coming out? I mean,
Not her butt. What?
No, it looks like a tail. That's not
No,
a
it's a
root.
loincloth.
No, that's
No,
Yeah,
it's
I get
probably
the-
loincloth.
So the part of the loincloth is flared out from her
Yeah.
movement. Okay,
Two parts here. One part
Yeah, it's
coming
just
down
a-
here, one
yeah.
part there.
like two
It's just
foxtails
parts.
or something.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
two
yeah,
foxtails.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's really a kitsune. That's it.
And the string around her waist is just hinted at with the
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
You barely see it.
So that you've got a hint of a string on her back, and then
I'm just
as
gonna
it moves
say-
over her hip, it becomes shadow, and the shadow's just in the same line as the string. So it gives
I love
that-
Frazetta. I love Frazetta's work. I think he does amazing women. But nobody who's that athletic wouldn't have their boobs being held. I'm sorry. That's just gotta hurt. Just hurts
Yeah.
me looking at it.
I don't think they had sports bras in the Hyborian age, though. That was the trouble.
No, but they did have these things called wraps.
Wraps. They're wraps.
And there's also stays.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's a nice day.
You're just jealous.
Nice day.
It's a nice day.
Nice
She
day.
wants to feel the wind in her boobs.
Yeah, that's gotta be it.
Now the classic image here.
Yeah, this definitely
another
appeared
great
on the
one.
front of a Savage Sword.
This is Conan. Yeah.
Look at that guy's back. There you go.
Yeah. That's an
Just-
amazing back.
Just for you, Rex. That
Look at the guy
Yeah.
back in
Yeah.
the background.
yeah.
That snake looks real, doesn't it?
That's
What it's,
fantastic.
what it's sitting
Yeah.
on.
Straddling the snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that
So-
reminds me of the movie.
So
when
the
they-
snake slid between his legs before this instance. I mean,
Yeah.
because he's chained.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, snakes can move quite quick when they want to, you know.
Man, look at that calf muscle. Just look at the. Oh man, I mean,
Just slithered right through.
yeah, massive snake. That
It
would
was
freak
slow,
you
and
out,
then
wouldn't
it?
it?
Was all at once. It's a bit
It
like
would-
being
It
a
would
millionaire.
freak you out if you were chained there.
Yeah, and then
Probably
all of a
not.
sudden you feel this
I'd be terrified.
snake slide
All you got
between
is
your
your
legs.
legs
This
to
massive
protect
snake.
yourself. That's not a good thing.
The dead skeletons in there, and then just the little goblin sitting back
Yeah.
there in the background, right?
I don't think you'd be scared for too long because I think you'd be dead.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you did
It'll be over. It'll be
and
over
with
very
those fangs,
quickly.
it probably wouldn't be that painful of a death. That thing's
Mm.
most likely venomous.
But look just that hint of red that I mean it goes down the back, but he carries it right on that leg, that tensed up calf muscle. He
Mm.
carries over the color that's on the side of the snake as well. So
Mhm.
there's no breakage due to the leg being there.
Yeah.
And he's straining, man. You could see the mortar cracking, the rock cracking there.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna get loose. I'm gonna kill this thing.
But how's it gone through his legs?
That's what I was asking. You know, how did it get there?
Well, you can imagine it slithering up while the goblin guy's talking to him about he's going to die, and it just slithers up just in between his legs, and then shoo, you know what snakes are like? They just whiz up like that and go hiss.
Right.
I see. I've made a whole
Yeah.
story about it. It's great.
There.
Now is his foot shown there? Or is it like in
Yeah.
the ground?
No, his foot's there.
His foot's
It's there.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Okay, firmly
It's just
planted.
There's
the
the shadow of the
You-
chain right
the-
here,
Yeah.
right up to the
This
foot.
this particular artwork begs the question, though, doesn't it? Who lives in a house like this?
Who lives
Yeah.
in a house like this?
God.
Wow.
Uh,
Where
Just
did he
that
come
pattern
from?
on the
Reed
snake.
Grossman, eh?
I don't know, but I think he's gone back. I think he came from New York, didn't he?
I hope
Yeah.
he's gone back. Couldn't stand him.
It should have been entitled "How Did I Get
Oh.
Here?" Yeah.
It's a classic.
You know,
Oh,
I
yeah.
always, for some reason, when I was younger, reading the comics, I always associated this image with Cull rather than Conan. And I don't
Yes.
know why.
Yeah.
Huh.
I
No?
think it's because he's drawn slightly differently, his face and build.
He looks brutish.
But you,
Yeah, I
it
think
just
this
looks
is one of the first Conan pieces.
right. Okay.
So that's
Yeah.
probably why.
Probably was.
That's my favorite Conan piece he did.
Mm.
Um,
The wonderful
That's a-
background there. The
Yeah.
amalgam in the background.
Randy, can I share an image with you?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Hey,
Hang on.
steady on, family show.
You guys. I'm just saying this is an advertisement.
Oh yeah.
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 The aftershave cologne for men, real men
Yeah.
that go
You're
out
right.
and hack people to death with their swords.
Real men use large blades to shave with.
well then, that's a thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get going soon.
Yeah, all of us need to be getting
Oh,
going.
God,
We're
yes,
past the
it's
2
gone.
hour mark.
Yeah, we're past the 2
Yeah.
hours. We were
Isn't
just
that
having
crazy?
So much fun.
Yeah, we're
I
having
thought
so
we'd have
much
a hard.
fun.
I thought we'd have a rough.
we're
We'd
done.
go through this book real quick. Yeah.
No, it's Frazetta.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Yeah,
stare at
Frazetta.
every piece
We're
as
gonna
long as
stare.
we can.
Yeah. Alison's right. Yeah.
It's the barbarian piece that we're looking at here. I believe is from 1966, and it is the first Conan that he did.
Not
Oh,
much
wow.
left.
I thought it might have
Yeah.
been, but I didn't want to say it.
Actually, that's the penultimate piece. in
Yeah,
there.
he did a few before that. Carson of Venus, Tales from the Crypt, Lost City, Land of Terror. What is that? Resurrect, Reassembled Man, Wolfman came right before this, and then this Conan.
Yeah, this Conan he looks much
Barbarian.
more brutish, not more glamour boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the background
weirdly,
though on this.
there's a detail of it afterwards, close in, and then
And it's a more static image, right? He's just basically
it is,
standing there.
yeah.
Oh,
And
you know
if
why
in
you
the
associate
detail you can
Go,
actually
it-
see the canvas in the paints.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I
The
can see why
texture
you
of the canvas.
associated it.
Mm.
Mhm.
I see from the scar here why you associated it with Ko.
Yeah.
The Marvel Ko has a scar like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just associated it with Cull, even though it isn't his Conan. But
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. We need to blow this back up here.
yeah. And you've
Sorry,
only got one
folks.
more after this, which is actually a piece that, although
Yeah, there's a
technically
scar.
fantastic, I don't actually like particularly. It's got 70s spattered all over it.
Sea Witch.
Yeah, I'm not keen on this one.
It looks like an Asia album cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It
Yeah.
certainly does.
Kind of does.
Yep.
It might have been.
Now, if this had been, if he had painted this in the desert, it would have been a sandwich.
Oh, ba-doom.
Yeah.
Now, what do you not
Sorry.
like about this piece, Russ?
I
Sorry for
don't
my
know. It
comments
just
there too
doesn't.
much.
I mean, it's beautiful. It's got all
No, you're fine.
the hallmarks, but it just doesn't. It doesn't do the same thing for me that the others do. I don't know why.
No, no, it's not right, is it?
No.
No.
It's more about the wave work, it seems like, than anything else.
See you, Courtney.
See you, cool.
Courtney's leaving. Courtney.
Impressionism.
Okay. Yeah. And
Yeah,
that's
this
it.
this has got a bit more of a realism look to it. You know, the hyper realism of the 70s.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
images, and I think that's what it's got to it. Whereas the others have got a more misty kind of
Mhm.
mythical feel to them.
It's a little serpent down in here.
Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah,
almost,
that's
the
a big
waves
serpent,
almost
actually.
look like a tentacled octopus.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's
There
a back
could be some
spine here.
Cthulhu in there.
Yeah,
Slither.
like a face right there.
Happily,
No, that's a
happy,
tentacle. Yep.
happy heavenly birthday to Steve
Mm.
McQueen, who was born on this day, the king of cool.
He is the king of cool.
One of the best car chases in cinema history.
Bullet. Yep.
Mhm.
Folks, we've been looking at the fantastic art of Frank Frazetta, Volume 1. So we're
I
glad
was
that you
looking-
were with us today.
I think
I
we're
was
doing
looking
volume
at-
2 next week. Just have a feeling.
I was looking at TNA the whole time. I don't know what you guys were.
There we are.
What are you watching wrestling for?
Yeah,
Oh,
Harry
there we
man.
are. Exactly.
Rumba.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Woo, woo.
All right. The King of Stud, McLean Swoon. Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was a
dear.
really good-looking guy.
Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us today. Deeply appreciate you being here. If you enjoy this program, give it a like. I see we've got a little bit of love up there, so thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Allison, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me right here in the Indie Comics Network and most other social media applications. I don't really use that adult-rated one anymore, though, just because I forgot my password.
Fans only.
Yeah, and well, I'm also here on Fridays with Arting with the Alley Cat. I draw on Sketchy Saturday, and I've been hanging out with these fine gentlemen. I use the term lightly.
Ooh, steady on.
Use the term however you want.
Steady on.
Just remember, it's Wessie, the lizard snaky thing.
Wesley.
I'm good.
Thanks. Rex, tell folks how they can find you.
They can find me right here on this, on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, under Devil Flyer, Rex Christian over there on Facebook, and check out Devil Flyer and Shadow Kingdom over on Fund My Comic. Yeah, it's been fun, guys. I love it.
Yeah, it's been a blast. Russ, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me at russleach.com. And just like Devil Flyer says, you can find Devil Flyer, you can find the Shadow Kingdom over at Fund My Comic. This is just a little bit of art that I've been putting together. I've got some extra ink work that we're going to be putting in the back of the book, and this is one of the images.
That's great.
Yeah. So that's just the rough pencils for it. It'll be pumped out, and I'll ink it properly. So
the caption for this illustration is, "Honey, which one do you think is shinier?"
I thought it was back shot for Rex.
Got some other stuff there.
Randy,
That's great.
I had a request for something we need to do.
Sure.
Snake.
Guy Davis's The Marquis.
Big Snake. I have a copy of the Marquis. Yeah, we can look through that. Absolutely. What I was looking at, because it's popped up on Facebook quite a bit lately, digging up some of the old Sandman Mystery Theaters that he did.
Those are great.
Mm-hmm.
But this is
could almost do an entire Guy Davis retrospective, because he started out doing the Realm for Arrow Comics, and that style is completely different from the one he did for Baker Street, which is almost, but not quite as detailed or beautiful as the Marquis work that he did.
And he also did a lot of RPG stuff.
Yeah,
especially for White Wolf Game Publishing and things. But this is a Marquis. This is actually a Marquis T-shirt that I got years ago.
Hang on. Move, mouse. Come on. There you are.
Mouse.
Yeah.
Well loved, but this is it says on the back the Marquis. So I got it from him at a small convention in Ohio, actually. It's a small independent convention. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Small Press Expo? Space?
Yeah, Space. It was at Space.
Yeah. Small Press and Comics Expo? Yeah.
Yep. I got it at Space years ago, probably in like 2007.
Yeah, sounds right. Yeah, right in that.
Yeah, it was one of the few ones that like Dave Sims wasn't actually at that one. So
he attended almost every one though for a long time.
Yeah.
It was a
I
very
don't
regular.
remember you having the tattoo last time I saw it.
I got this over the summer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last summer.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me on shows like this on Friday and Sunday with Randy and everybody else. You can go to Fund My Comic and get a copy of my Hatch annotated book. Hatch is a cartoon character of mine. It's got lots of published and unpublished artwork in there that you can go through, plus anecdotes of how he came into being and stuff like that. And you go to Amazon, find most of my books and magazines on there, and just generally put my name in Google and lots of things will come up.
Right, Glenn, would you say that's the definitive Hatch book to date?
To date, yeah.
Yeah, for like on the history of what
Yeah,
Hatch is
it's
about.
it describes where it came from and how long it's been going and all this kind of stuff. But it's got lots of artwork in it. It's got lots of pencil work in it.
Well,
pencils and inks.
spoilers. What year? Do you know what year you created Hatch? What year?
1987.
87. Wow.
And also you can see in here. I think it's in here.
1987.
You can
I
see
was maybe 11.
Jack Kirby looking at artwork. My artwork.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Is it Hatch artwork?
Yeah, it's the on the opposite this page.
Oh wow. Okay.
You see it?
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's in Jack Kirby's house. Me looking, Jack giving me a bit of a critique on it and everything. So yeah, just put my name in Google and lots of things will come up.
Cool. Yeah. Courtney's Fellowship of Oddballs is leaving. Okay, bye for real this time. We'll
Bye-bye.
see you soon.
See ya.
Thanks again. Courtney, swing back around next Sunday at 9 a.m. We'll go through more stuff like this. I'm not exactly sure what we'll look at, but we'll look at something. So,
But it's Barbarian Month for us.
There's a bunch of volumes of
it's
those.
Barbarian Month. I do.
Well, now
yes,
we
I know.
never got to see
Plus-
book 2, volume 2. We could do a sequel.
Sorry, I don't have volume 2. I have volume 3 though.
We could do
And I-
volume 3 then.
I also have this.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, we could do
that's
that
the one.
next Sunday. Yeah.
The definitive Frazetta reference.
Is
So
it by
it-
James Bond?
No, but it's got all sorts of illustrations.
Look
of
at
his
the
work, and
cover.
not
Look at the
nearly as
name. Look at the name on the cover. It says James Bond.
Oh, it is by James Bond.
yeah,
Yeah,
there
you're
you
right.
go.
James A. Bond.
hell.
Ooh, good eye. Good eye,
Bond.
Glenn.
James Bond.
Eagle Eye Glenn.
Yeah.
And folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman, editor-in-chief of Arrow Comics. Go over to arrowcomics.store and take a look at some of the great comics over there. Some of them I didn't have anything to do with. But go over there and take a look at them anyway. They're still great. A lot of fun, and there'll be more on the way. There'll be a lot more added. Plus, don't forget to go over to fundmycomic.com right now. Look for the Shadow Kingdom. It's a great Robert E. Howard story, the first sword and sorcery story. As it has been labeled, the first American sword and sorcery story, the one that started the entire genre, adapted by myself with artwork or by Russ Leach. Artwork, pencils, art, color, pencils, inks, colors, all by Russ. Go over there and
Do
take
it
a look.
now.
The Shadow Kingdom. Do it now. Yep.
do it now. Now, goddammit, now.
Getting closer to the goal all the time, and there's about 20 days left in that
We've got
campaign.
20
So
days left, and we're 2/3 through almost. Yeah.
go through and look at that. It's going to be a great product. Can't tell you how proud we are to have done that.
Okay,
So says the pig. Yeah,
Oink.
I got-
there we are. All right, next week I'm bringing the chicken. Anyway, never mind.
Okay.
It's okay. I got a couple of cats here.
Folks, take care. Go visit your local retailer. Look at those boxes closest to the floor. You never know what kind of great gems you're going to find there. You might even find that Frazetta book sitting there waiting. Oh, where'd you get that? That looks. The
I
wife
don't think
keeps
I
telling
want
me
that.
I look exactly like
That's
that.
the guy
Yeah.
from Wizards, isn't it? For
yeah,
St.
that-
Patty's
Oh,
Day?
that's your standard gnome character. That's
Yeah.
not Avatar from
Nah,
Wizards yet.
okay.
It's close. It's close. Though. It's close.
Yeah.
I think it
Very
needs to be
good.
red. if
I'll
I'm
see
not
you
mistaken.
later.
Anyway,
Bye, everyone.
that's from
Bye, Alistair.
Yeah.
that's from Rudolph the Red-Nosed
Rudolph.
Reindeer.
No,
Take care,
that's-
everybody.
That's Grand
Friday
Melons
morning.
Chanute, I swear.
5 a.m. Comics by Night. Don't forget to go there and take a look as well. And catch us over on the Indie Comics Network, the Black Belt, Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, the Randy Zim YouTube channel, the anywhere Indie Comics Network is, and they are all over the place. So, and soon I'm sure they'll be in more places very quickly. And we'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Have a good week next week. He said stalling,
Buy independent comics, especially ours.
Our stuff.
especially ours.
Yeah.
There we are.
Holy shit. That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid has seen some shit.
In the middle of the night or early Friday morning, depending upon where you are in the world, a group of experienced comics professionals get together to examine and instruct about the art form that they love, That's great comic artwork on Comics by Night, Fridays at 5 a.m. Eastern, here on the Indie Comics Network, indiecomicsnetwork.com.
What was that? This is not a charade.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.